and Mike Salk.
All right, hello, good morning, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com, Seattle Sports application here on a formal Friday, plus YouTube and 97.3 HD2. I wonder if mentioning that has helped people find it. I always know that it's a challenge on a lot of these car radios to figure out how to get to HD, but if you can get to 97.3 HD2, honestly, it's truly one of the best ways to listen to the station because it sounds great. I mean, like totally different experience than listening on AM radio. So whatever works for you, we'll take you however you want to listen, now, later, whenever it happens to be. And I would hope today is a day where Mariner fans are tuning in, Seahawks fans are tuning in. We got Mike Macdonald who joined us yesterday, and we'll play that interview for you coming up in 30 minutes. G. Scott is in today. Do we have Gray Zabel? Is that right? Gray Zabel today?
We do.
That's kind of cool. He seems like a really good dude, and the one time we talked to him, he was awesome. So Gray's going to join us at 7.
I wanted to make sure that you because I think you talked to one of his teammates recently and you were bringing up Coors Light. I wanted to make sure because I even looked up the sound from last time that you got it correct. It's Busch Light.
Did I say Coors Light? Oh, that's a huge miss on my part. There's no way he would go that fancy.
Yeah, it's a little fancy.
It's
right?
a little bougie. Yeah, he's not a Coors Light drinker. That's a little too bougie for Gray. Thank you for warning me, Maura. I appreciate that. Yes, we'll plan for some Busch Light conversation instead. What a night last night for the Mariners, man. What a night. I got a lot wrong yesterday. I've got to be honest. I thought they would make another deal. I thought Minnesota was done after trading Duran, that they had a good enough roster that they didn't need to blow it up, and they blew it up as much as anyone's ever blown it up before, but Mariners not able to add that extra reliever that I think they wanted, not able to add that kind of controllable, optionable, I think Jerry said yesterday, right field, right-handed bat to just kind of bide the time for another couple of weeks here, hopefully, until you can get Victor Robles back. So they weren't able to get everything they wanted done, but this was a successful, massively successful trade deadline. I'm still surprised by some stuff. I thought Harry Ford would not be here this morning. He is. I thought they would part with another of their prospects. They didn't. It's certainly not because the deadline was a dud. Plenty of guys moved yesterday. It was a really cool, active trade deadline. I was over taking a tour of the new Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Oh, my God, by the way, the hotel is like, I've never been in a hotel before it opens. It's pretty awesome. It was really, really cool. But, the whole time they're giving me this tour and I'm supposed to be concentrating. I'm like refreshing and looking at Twitter and trying to figure out who else. Oh, my God, this guy got dealt. That guy got dealt. And thankfully, you guys are sending me some texts, too. So, it was a really exciting day yesterday. A little bummed to see the Mariners not get themselves back in it. But then you look at the whole day or the whole, deadline in general, you realize they had one of the best deadlines again of anybody. Padres will be on that list, although, boy, did they ever give stuff up to get it. I thought the Yankees had themselves a pretty good couple of days, right? I mean, they added some impact as well. I think you could look at the Astros and say they had a pretty good deadline. Like, the Mariners are not the only team. And if yesterday morning when we were on, I think I could say definitively they had the best deadline of anybody. I don't know that I could say that quite as definitively today because I think the Yankees, Astros, Padres, a couple other teams probably in there as well. But they at least had one of the best deadlines of anybody. It was still a phenomenal job bringing in two players that drastically alter this lineup. The lineup that they rolled out yesterday, we'll talk more about it at 7 o'clock, but I really do believe it. I think that's the best lineup I've seen in 16 years in Seattle. I'm not kidding. In terms of its ability to do everything, its ability to hit, get on base, hit for power, depth, strength at the top and middle, young players, medium-age players, older players. You've got two of the 5 best home run hitters in baseball in a lineup that actually has other things around them as well. It plays defense. It's not like you sacrificed a ton of defense in order to put that lineup together yesterday. It can run. I mean, you still got Julio and Cole Young and Randy and obviously Josh Naylor, base stealing threat. He's got 5 since joining the Guys, that's a really good lineup. I was as frustrated as anybody with the offseason. They made up for it yesterday. They really did. Like, that is a lineup that can win a World Series. I'm not saying it's going to win a World Series. I don't know what it's going to do. Hot, cold. We've seen inconsistency all year long, and I don't know whether just adding, Naylor and Suarez changes that. But that's what those sorts of, lineups look like. They do all of those things. That's a really good lineup. I'll also say this morning. Yeah, Phillies had a good deadline. Look, I'm not saying that the Mariners were alone. They weren't. There were other teams that did really well yesterday. It ended up being a much better trade deadline than anyone thought. But the Mariners did really well. They did another thing yesterday, too. You cannot, and I'll say this loudly and decisively. You've heard me say things like it before. You cannot make moves to appease your fan base. You can't do it. 100%. As Terry Francona used to say, manage like a fan and you're going to end up like one. And the same thing is true for general managers, presidents, etc. If you make moves in the baseball operations department just to appease the fans, you will end up a fan. You'll get fired. It's not the way to run a team in any sport. But in acquiring Eugenio Suarez yesterday, I think the Mariners absolutely won back some of the trust and belief from this fan base that was wavering, that was teetering. And I don't have a ton of evidence to support that other than anecdotal evidence, quite frankly. And, I'm always a little wary of the anecdotal, especially in baseball, right? Anecdotal could be the same as looking at one or two games and saying, well, there you go. Saw the Mariners look perfect last night, 6-0 win. They're going to win the World Series. Like, I don't want to do that any more than I want to react to the two games before it that were duds and be like, see, this team stinks. That's just not the way baseball works. And it's not, I don't want to judge a fan base based on the 5 people and friends that texted me yesterday. But if my personal text messages are any indication, I heard from a handful of noted, let's call them Mariner skeptics in my friend group and in, just people I associate with who were like, this is kind of awesome. Hey, the Mariners really did something. Even from some people that don't normally pay attention who were like, hey, did the Mariners just kind of go crazy and get awesome at the deadline? So, again, that's not why you make moves. And I don't think that's why they made these moves this week at all. But I would hope that even the harshest Mariner critic / skeptic saw the moves the Mariners made and were like, man, that's fun. This is going to be fun. I don't know what they're going to do for the last 2 months of the season and beyond, but it's going to be fun.
Well, if you want more evidence, I went out to eat last night. So I was at a restaurant, but kind of sitting in the bar area. And the game was on,
Mm-hmm.
and when Gino got his hit, the whole bar erupted, and people were cheering his name.
Yeah, it is funny how distance and absence can make the heart grow fonder. I think a lot of people were done with Eugenio Suarez when he was traded from here, and he went on to really start miserably in Arizona. But he found something again, and he is just torching the ball. And coming up with a double yesterday was awesome. Lyle, you've been skeptical at times. I know you were certainly very skeptical over the offseason, mad when they didn't, for whatever reason, trade for Rafael Devers and a couple of, how you feeling today?
A lot better.
I would hope.
I mean, that was really fun. And I'll say in terms of the appeasing the fan base, again, and you're right, that's not why they make moves, but I've certainly seen it in my world too. Believe me, I see plenty of comments on the daily that are exactly what you'd expect, and a lot of them felt a little different over the last 48 hours. People seemed genuinely excited and in the decent masses too.
Yeah, it was a nice, this to me was just sort of a nice lucky break for the Mariners that the guy that happened to be the prize of the deadline was a guy that the fan base already loves. That just worked out. And as I said yesterday, they get to right the wrongs. They never should have traded. Okay, great. That part's kind of in the past. But it just worked out cool. For a team that it doesn't always work out for, that worked out great for them.
And also in the winning over the fans department, they didn't have to give up any of these prospects that the fans were so
right. Las Montez is still here,
losing.
and a couple of the guys that people were obsessed with are still here. Good. I'm glad Las Montez is still here. I'm not saying I wouldn't have traded him, but aren't you glad he was still here? Yeah, I and then the icing on the cake for me, and we'll get to this here a little bit later. God, I got to take a break in a minute. I could talk all day today about this, and I really am pretty pumped up today, and I hope you guys are as well. Icing on the cake for me last night was changing the batting order. I loved that order last night. I didn't think it would happen. I got a texter here this morning saying, "Oh, what up, Salk? I thought Dan was loath to change it." I thought he was. He's barely changed it all year. I loved that batting order last night. Loved Randy hitting leadoff. Yes, please, more of that. I am all in on Randy Arozarena leadoff hitter. I love Cal right behind him. Julio, Naylor, Gino, Polanco. Yes. Bring that on. I love it. It was great.
Cole Young was your 9-hitter and hit a ball 450 to 470 feet. And
well, that's what the debate here. I thought it was 470, and then they had a little editing. Is this like the jobs report? Like you get one figure and then they walk it back?
I don't know. Point being, he absolutely demolished that
ball's
ball.
Torched.
And that's your 9-hitter.
All right, I'll tell you what. We got to take a break. We got to take a break. Lyle, we got to take a break. I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll play you that home run when we come back because it was awesome, and it's next on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music of the year.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach Macdonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code $1 for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code $1. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code $1 for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code $1.
The home of the Mariners.
One hopper snared at short. On a quick hop by J.P. Crawford. That guy's a magician over there at shortstop.
Seattle Sports.
Download the Seattle Sports app.
Are you in pain? This is Dave Wyman, and if you're experiencing pain in your shoulder, elbow, wrist, hip, or knee, do what my friend and co-host Bob Stelton did and go see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
It's been a huge game changer. After 13 years of jiu-jitsu, I had a lot of issues with my hip. It was bad, so I'd heard a ton of patients raving about the results from their 90-minute outpatient stem cell procedure with Dr. Wagner, so I had to check it out. Dr. Wagner is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience performing more than 20,000 stem cell procedures using a person's own stem cells to regenerate cartilage in their own joints. Now, people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, are back to doing what they enjoy doing without pain and without surgery.
Whether it's a hip like Bob had, a shoulder, a knee, a wrist, an ankle, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine.
Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Seattle home prices, well, they just keep going up, and you might be ready to take advantage. If you're getting ready to sell or just moved into a new home, now is the time to get a thorough inspection of your crawl space and attic. And don't do it yourself. You don't want to be crawling around in there. You probably don't even really know what to look for. It's Mike Salk here, and Crawl Pros will go where you don't want to, so you can know if there's anything going on in your crawl space or attic without having to crawl into and evaluate those spaces on your own. A free inspection will let you know if your home is energy efficient and if the air you're breathing is clean and safe. Plus, there are some really great utility rebates available right now to help you with the cost of the new insulation if it's needed. How nice would it be to get someone else to cover that cost? Had them out to my house, and it was a great idea. Did that free corner-to-corner inspection, found some issues, they took the pictures, showed them to me, and then solved the problem. No issues since. If you're worried about critters, mold, water damage, insulation issues, or anything else related to your crawl space or attic, call Crawl Pros or visit crawlpros.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, what a perfect night for the new look Mariners. If the previous couple games have been duds, this one, the perfect example of what this team can be at its very best. It was great. Started with pitching, of course. George Kirby dazzling for 6 shutout innings. It had power that this new deeper lineup can produce. Cal Raleigh hitting his 42nd, but this one kind of stole the show.
The windup and the 1-1 on the way to Young. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. And there is number 3 for Cole. Oh, my goodness, into the patio of the Hit It Here Cafe. Cole Young with a long home run to straightaway right. Here at T-Mobile Park, it's now the Mariners 2 and the Rangers nothing.
At that point, I was going over some schedule stuff with my wife, and that distracted me. Like, that was loud and long, 470 feet.
No, I don't think so. That was probably the first ball I've ever hit. Maybe one in AAA, it was, I guess, similar, but no, that was probably the farthest.
Yeah, I hit that one pretty hard. Thanks, Cole. I think we all know he got every inch of his power into that ball. Just destroyed it. They stole 2 bags. They scored on a wild pitch and a pass ball. They played good D. I mean, like, they kind of did everything. We got to see Caleb Ferguson and his successful debut, which was cool. But the night, probably more than anything, was about welcoming back an old friend in Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like we've talked about before, the ball game, he just brings an energy to the club. And oddly familiar, I think, for a lot of folks because he was here before. But it's such a good familiar that really kind of picks you up a notch, and that's what his energy does, and so just having that back I thought was great, and again having that energy in the ballpark from the fans reacting to Gino was huge, and it kind of got things going for us, and I thought offensively, we were able to kind of get on a roll quickly, and that was a big part of it.
Yeah, pretty cool. Only 3 games in all the league last night, so they pick up half a game on the field. Back at it tonight, Logan Gilbert and Jack Leiter.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Man, that was a busy deadline, man. Anything but a dud. Tons of big names, really good players changing teams. The Mariners, I think, had one of the most productive weeks, but they weren't alone. Astros bringing back star Carlos Correa, who's going to play third base with the emergence of Jeremy Pena. Here's Tim Kirchin.
Paredes is out for the year, okay? And Yordan Alvarez is going to come back soon, but we're not sure if he's going to be the Yordan Alvarez when he comes back, the devastating hitter in the middle of the order. They needed somebody else. They need somebody to play third base every day. And I was told today the Twins are going to have to pick up at least half of that salary before this trade can be made. It's going to be very interesting. He's very comfortable there. Remember, he didn't leave on the greatest terms when he went and signed with the Twins. It'll be interesting to see how easily he eases back in.
Well, it seems like it's going to be pretty easy. He's looking to mend fences and move to third base. So they also added outfielder Jesus Sanchez, pretty good player. Tigers add to their bullpen with Kyle Finnegan. Yankees get Bednar from Pittsburgh, plus Doval and Bird and Jose Caballero, old friend. So their bullpen is good. I mean, they got like 4 closers in their bullpen now, which they needed. Twins blew up the team. They trade Griffin Jacks to Tampa for a haul, but not just him, Colomb and Stewart. They sent Willie Castro to the Cubs. Like, they got real busy and just dealt everyone. But the Mariners did great. They added 2 of the 3 best bats that were dealt, plus a good arm, and didn't give away really much of anything. They get better, and they didn't deal any of their top 100 prospects. We'll see if it was enough or if some of the players that moved yesterday could have helped, but still got to love what the Mariners did over the last week.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Practice yesterday, a lot more physical than what we saw on Monday. I would say the person who stood out most was Nicky Manwari. Man, he looked awesome. Another pick 6 of Jalen Milroe. This time, he took the ball over to the crowd and then signed it for a kid. Mike Macdonald impressed.
We keep giving him stuff, and he just keeps executing. And you have to be careful that you don't take the playmaker out of the player. So that's something that, is kind of on my mind. But he just keeps learning and keeps executing and keeps making plays. He's got great enthusiasm, and anytime you got a coaching point for him, he's very receptive towards it. And we've said this kind of ad nauseum here, but he's just a really, really fun player to coach. And the vets in the room are doing a great job with him too. Julian, Kobe, those guys. It's a good group.
Yeah, you can see it. And it was a good day for the defense, another kind of rough day for the offense. The quarterbacks in particular. Darnold had a couple of nice moments. Milroe did run it well, but other than that, not great. And Christian Haynes, trying to play center, was not great. I mean, he had like 3 bad snaps, I think it was. 1 under center and 2 in shotgun. I mean, they're just drive killers, just play killers. And then a bummer, Charles Cross going to have surgery or had surgery to fix a busted finger. Looks like he is hopefully back by week 1. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. It is mostly a baseball day, but there's still quite a bit of football mixed in as the Seahawks get ready. We are inside a week now before the first preseason game on Thursday night with Pete Carroll and the Raiders coming to town, Geno Smith, the whole crew. So we talked to Mike Macdonald yesterday. We'll play some of that next. He was very interesting, very introspective, and spoke about some stuff that, quite frankly, I'd never heard before, nor have I ever heard any coach talk about this before, but it all makes perfect sense. Stick around. That's next on Brock and Salk.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
I'll start with the biggest storyline. I mean, it's Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Sam. When you get into training camp, this is when you really make this thing yours. And I compared it to like religion. Like, you just got to have faith, dog. Like, that's the only way. You can feel it sometimes, depending on what you believe in. You can see it sometimes, but you don't really know. You got to have faith.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
10-time MLB All-Star, 10-time Gold Glove Award winner, MLB single-season hit leader, a one-of-a-kind player.
And there it is! He's a new all-time hit king in Major League history, number 258.
Head to T-Mobile Park in August as the Mariners celebrate Ichiro's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The festivities kick off with a 3-day Ichiro Hall of Fame Funko Pop giveaway, Tuesday, August 5th through Thursday, August 7th. On Friday, August 8th, arrive early to score a 2004 Ichiro jersey like the one he wore when he broke the MLB single-season hit record. Saturday, August 9th, will feature Ichiro's pregame number retirement ceremony, and the first 20,000 fans on Sunday the 10th will take home a replica of his Cooperstown plaque. It's going to be legendary.
Oh, that tremendous throw by Ichiro! He threw something out of Star Wars!
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Most people in radio commercials talk really fast. But we made this one for RV owners. Progressive knows they like the slower pace of RV life, like this commercial. And they know Progressive will protect their RV at a fair price with discounts. Now here comes the fast part. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Empower. Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
It's the World Fighting Championships at Emerald Queen Casino Event Center, Saturday night, October 25th. Experience the thrill and excitement of high-energy mixed martial arts. Tickets at emeraldqueen.com. Don't miss this amazing professional mixed martial arts event, the World Fighting Championships, October 25th at Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. 21 and older, need gambling help? Call 800-547-6133 or visit emeraldqueen.com.
Headed outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nellie on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on SeattleSports.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
After years of wear and tear, Joe had osteoarthritis in his wrists and shoulders.
I've pretty much worked out my whole life. I actually decided I'm going to train for a half Ironman triathlon.
The pain was interfering with every part of his life.
Basically, can't sleep, causing those kind of problems, very limited movement.
Joe had surgery, but it wasn't the fix he was looking for.
The doctor told me, he's like, hey, this is just going to be a partial fix. You're going to eventually definitely need joint replacement.
That's when he decided to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
And they're just getting better. I can basically do full motion. I don't have really any pain.
What kinds of things are you able to do now that you weren't before?
I like to golf, and it definitely has made my golf game not as painful. And sleeping. I mean, I'm sleeping better because I don't have that aching at night going on and have to roll over.
So, are you recommending this to others?
Oh, everybody I talk to. Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Brock and Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Well, the reason we've been down here all morning, Brock, at the Virginia Mason Athletic Center is to talk to the head coach himself, Mike Macdonald. And we've come outside. Practice is about to begin, and the coach is here. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. 10 a.m. practice today. Beautiful day. I see you guys in person.
I know.
I remember this 1 year ago. Our setup was kind of different. Do you like our new director chairs?
Honestly, didn't notice a difference. Last year was a complete blur.
I bet.
Last year we had a picnic table. You were off to the side a little bit, but now we get to look at you. We
got a good little sign right here.
Yeah.
Definitely a better setup than our studio inside.
Yeah, you like this. Well, we could do this during the regular season, except it's cold as hell out here.
That'd be all right.
You'd be okay being out there? Maybe we'll think about doing that a little bit. What is your favorite part of camp? What do you like about
Tommy destroys
training
something
camp?
here.
What's up with whose dog is this?
It's mine.
Oh, it's your dog. Oh, that's your dog.
That's Tommy.
All right, we got
Come here,
it.
buddy.
What's up, Tommy? He's a nice looking fella.
It turns out, right now I can get away with him being out. So.
This might be your favorite part of camp. You get to bring your dog with you.
Steph just brought him. Jack's upstairs in my office with Steph. So
cool.
It's great.
What do you like? What do you like about having training camp?
Camp's like my favorite part of the year. It's all ball. It's just working on your team. You're with your guys all the time. It gets a little, you get a little tired of going against your own team. Probably here in about a week or so, so like getting into the Vegas game and kind of getting into like the operation of games are nice. But I mean, there's competition. It's tough. You're with the team all the time. You're allowed 11 hours a day with these guys and or 10 hours a day, whatever it is right now. But it's great. And you're forging your team. You're kind of seeing where you're going and answering questions and figuring out new questions and solving problems. And it's a lot of fun.
Do you remember your first one? Not as a coach, but like your first NFL training camp?
Yeah, 2014.
What was it like?
Just like this the whole time, I mean, back then, like the vets didn't show up till mini camp. So like we did the whole. That was it was still the same off-season program that we have now. And so I remember like mini camp. All of a sudden, like all the vets showed up. The Haloti Natas, Terrell Suggs, all those guys. Like oh okay, like the team's here now. And that was only a couple days, and so really hadn't had like exposure with those guys. And then just to see them, see like how pros played football was. You're like, holy crap. I do remember, like, I would be like we'd be doing walkthroughs and we needed extra bodies, to kind of like fit in. So I'd be playing like nickel in like a walkthrough. And I remember thinking like, this is the fastest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like having a respect for what these guys do when it's full speed. Like, really
what was your role in 2014? Your very first training camp? What position?
I was an intern. I was a QC, and I was like the fifth guy in the DB room. But I mainly just like helped out. Steve Spagnuolo was the DB coach, so helped him out and just tried to figure everything else out in the building, try to carve out a role.
If you were to compare and contrast a year ago when we sat here with you, your messaging to the team in that training camp last year, in the group, versus your messaging this year, 1 year later, banking all the experience you have as a head coach, how would you compare and contrast those two?
Man, we talked about this yesterday in the team meeting. It's way more focused. I mean, we've done a lot of work. We're working with Mike Gervais and Steve Hauschka. They're working with our team, and they're working with me a ton. I'm doing a lot of work with those guys. Trying to figure out, hey, look, we had a lot of great ideas last year. It's the same principles, a lot of the same, phrases and things like that, but trying to hone it in, make it more focused, make it a little more potent. Make sure that it's exactly what we're trying to get done for our football team, and then how you present it. All those things are really important, and getting everybody in the building on the same page too. I think once we kind of got in our little football silo last year, we could have probably done a better job of bringing the whole building kind of try to create what we're doing. So now throughout the off season, spending time with those folks, you just feel the alignment more so right now. And I feel like hopefully the guys feel like it's made a difference and that I'm doing a better job. So
is that
it's fun.
Kind of the CEO element of the job? Not that you're the CEO of the whole Seahawks, but that sort of role of hey, you get the job because of your football knowledge. But once you get here, you got to really show off that leadership and inclusion and communication skills.
Well, yeah, and I think I'm in a little bit of a if you go hire a CEO to run a big company, like they're probably coming from another company as a CEO, and bringing that experience. I'm kind of the new guy trying to figure it out too, and it's like we have a clear vision of what we're trying to create, but I'm learning as well. I'm getting coached. I'm getting coached in every team meeting and getting feedback consistently. So I think hopefully they feel that. I'm right there with them on, this spirit of improvement and chasing edges and all that stuff that I'm right there with the guys doing it as well.
You mentioned a couple of those names. Is that coaching for you? Can you explain kind of what kind of feedback you're getting?
Yeah. So, we tape it and we get a summary of it and get criticized and areas of improvement and what you did well. And
the kicker?
Yeah. Hausch, man.
I didn't know that was happening. Did you?
No,
I didn't know Hauschka was here doing that. That's kind of cool.
I mean, they're not here. He's at his house, but they're going to come
tremendous
back and forth,
ping pong
and they
player.
work with folks in the building and work with me.
That's cool. So it's almost like watching film on yourself and in your role as a leader and communicator.
Right now, I don't have the guts to watch it, so I do like the transcript of it.
Growth mindset, right? To some of you said to us last year, it was really funny. It was really poignant, and it stuck with me. And you said it was along the lines of the messaging, and you said, "Well, ask them." As in, ask the team, what some of the messaging is. And Mike, we've talked to a lot of the guys every day. We get a chance to talk to them here at camp. And I've said this to Salk, man, every guy is thoughtful. Every guy is talked about transparency and vulnerability. And I was like, vulnerability? In training camp in 2014 and training camp in 1999 in Cheney, you know what word was never talked about? Oh, let's be vulnerable with one another. But that sure feels like something that's real here.
It's interesting that really hasn't been part of our language, right? That's not our core principles. Vulnerability, that doesn't scream world champion to me.
Correct.
But being real and having integrity about what you do and being intentional about how we operate. And I think I'm the Pied Piper here, but it's 12 is we are in it together. I happen to be the guy that's responsible that shows up on the tape, but, I'm in it as well.
That's right.
It's not just shouting orders. And so hopefully it sounds like it's getting across. And that's part of the fun part about camp is, in the spring, we're begging him to come in. Please come to the off-season program. We beg you. We need to be tight. We need to be connected. And we had an awesome off-season program, but now it's we got you. We're here, and let's go.
Well, it's interesting because, you hear coaches, and every organization will say this, collegiately, high school, professionally, we want guys that love ball. We want guys that but to me, that's the baseline. If you don't love ball, then don't play.
Yeah.
But the next thing is you better, love to talk ball. You better love to live ball. You better be thoughtful. And, if we're going to deepen this thing, I'd have to imagine that's where some of the secret sauce is.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say unfortunately, but part of the nature of the business is there's a lot at stake. And, there's opportunities to be paid a ton of money and take care of your family. And
sure,
that is a why for a lot of guys. And I'm not saying that's wrong, but when that is your only why, about the process becomes a lot harder. And so when we say you love football, you're right, Brock. It's about all the things that go into the process. And when you have guys that are bought into that and love it, it's fun. There's less drag.
Yep.
You can you feel like you can go further, and I think we're experiencing that here.
Almost the irony of the guys who don't feel like they need to get paid to play the game are the guys you want to pay the most, because they're the ones who are going to help your program the most.
Yeah, that's right.
So your other hat, defensive coordinator hat, how much more advanced, complicated, how much farther along is this defense today than it was a year ago today?
That's a tough answer. It's we're standing on such a better foundation, and it's the players, but it's also our staff about how we operate. I mean, again, last year everything was new, and I was the only person that's been in this system. Josh Bynes has been a tremendous help, playing with us. But other than Josh, that was really the only other guy. So having that year of a foundation is great. I don't think we're at the point right now where like we would accelerate install or we go like crazy fancy. I think we're still thinking, to me, it's, hey, we're in secondary training camp. We're kind of wrapping up the install phase to get kind of the bones of our defense in. And then I think, by design, towards the end of this, Friday, Saturday, early next week, I think we're going to start to, throw some sauce on some things and kind of mix and match, and let's get a better feel for some, how this thing's going to end up, the direction it's going. So that's really the thought right now.
Second day of camp in pads, it looks like today. A little bit of a walkthrough yesterday. Yeah. How many padded days do you get this month, and how critical are these ones when the gear's fully on?
So I think you're allowed to have 15. I think we have 9 scheduled. So but this is actually, I believe this is the 3rd. So we were on Monday, Tuesday. We were in ACT yesterday.
Gotcha.
Pads today, shells tomorrow, and pads Saturday. So this is a big week. I mean, a physical week. This is the 3rd day that these guys, 4th day in a row have been going. 3rd day with pads, and so this is a gigantic practice for us.
Yeah. What have you seen from your quarterbacks so far at training camp?
I think they've taken a significant jump from the spring. Starting with Sam, I mean, he's playing really decisive, confident, accurate. I think the command of what we're trying to achieve is on its way. I think Sam would probably echo that sentiment. Drew had a great spring, and I think he's having a really good camp so far. And, we've talked about Jalen, at length, but really, really happy with his progress. He's right where he needs to be right now. Just keep on plugging away, keep competing, keep finding those incremental gains that you can see from day to day. And eventually we'll look back and we'll say, man, look how much you've grown,
What have you learned about Sam along the way since kind of getting to meet him and watching him become a leader here for this team? What have you learned about him that you didn't know before?
I think it kind of confirms what we thought about him. I think you have a great feel for like the relationships he has with the offense, the offensive line, his receivers. I think those guys they're learning him. I think that's probably the biggest difference is their relationship. You can feel has really grown from the spring. That's just a function of time. But it's also, it's a shout out to him and the effort that he's put forth. Get together, the throwing sessions in the summer, the hangouts at night during camp, all those things. I mean, all those things is really important.
It was fun yesterday. Mike Macdonald here with us. We had Bert Breer in for a good 45 minutes, and Bert's been around the league for decades. And as he was talking about your life experience in Baltimore, right, and all the impact that John had on you, and those defensive players you mentioned, and even a Kyle Hamilton to compare to a Nicky Manwari, and all these little pieces. He said, it was really interesting in Baltimore with Gary Kubiak and how much John loved Gary. And that relationship, and obviously the head coaching job opened in Denver, but Gary loved being there. The relationship seemed awesome. And it was just that run you could feel, right? It was just, that was really some of the foundational piece of what John has built there now forever.
Yeah, that's right.
You feel, and I know it's only a week and it's only 4th day in pads and you could do as much as you want OTAs, but are you starting to feel that run presence that you really wanted to bring in?
Yeah, it's funny listening to you, Brock. I remember this is talking about the 14 training camp. Gary got, he's got his own awesome style about how he operates, but I remember he didn't get up. He was just sitting in the back row, and we're talking about what kind of offense we're going to be. And he just kind of, in his text, he goes, hey guys, look, we're going to run the damn ball. Okay. And so it was just, and it was an organization. I think they were, that was the first year. I think they struggled running the ball the year before. And I think there was just this collective sigh of relief and like vote of confidence. Say, look, we're committed to it. We're going to make it happen. Shout out to Justin Forsett, was our lead back that year, and he had a tremendous year. But you can feel it with the guys. I think you can see the confidence of the offensive line, how they just like attack the details, and it's just this unrelenting focus. You don't feel like there's pushback. There's no drag on the offensive side of the ball right now. I think we have a lot of young, hungry guys that want to.
driven to prove themselves.
One of the things Breer was talking about yesterday, he kind of said it in passing, but was talking about playing the games on your terms, or even sometimes just seeing what terms each game dictates. Is that one of the things you can do when you start to be able to run the ball, is play the game on your terms, the style of game you want to play rather than what the opponent wants?
Not necessarily sure what that means. I mean, what that means exactly. I think we want to play a way that's reflective of our football team and our city, and like what we take pride in here about being tough and unrelenting and playing fast and running off the ball and making plays for each other and then celebrating, and having some stuff to us when it happens, and celebrate when your teammate makes plays. And I think what this offense does is it takes pressure off the offensive line. You're kind of taking the fight to the defense consistently, which feels good. I mean, Clint and I were talking last night. We're scrimmaging blitzes and protections, and he's sweating because he's like, well, you got all these blitzes, and I'm sweating, well, you got all these protections. And it's like, well, what if you're throwing hot, and that's a pain in the neck, or like, why are you full sliding that look? And so, it does take pressure off the offensive line. It allows the quarterback to be decisive and play fast. There's a lot of catch and run opportunities for our guys, and it accentuates the skill sets, I think, of our receiving crew too. So
I think at some point we'll be done looking back at last year and really start focusing all the time on this year. But if we could go back for a moment, because we're kind of thinking about you last year, and you come in and there's a lot of guys that had been here before in a different system with a different coach and a different, it kind of been really steeped in all of that culture and all of that language. And you guys made some major changes on the roster this year. 3 of those veterans, Geno Smith and DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, all move on or somewhere else. Was it challenging for you last year? Do you have to tailor some of your conversations, some of your style to some of those veterans that had been doing it somewhere, with a very different system for a long time?
I think the challenge is not changing your style and sticking to what you believe in. That's something that I think that was even Pete's advice going into the whole thing, was just understanding who you were and sticking to those principles. And that was consistent advice I got going into the whole thing. And you go in expecting, if you're going to follow a legend like Pete, there's a lot of him here. There kind of still is, and you kind of knew that was something you're going to have to work through. I think if you take the mentality of like, hey, like, let's just keep working through it. And sometimes, it gets frustrating if certain things happen. You say, well, I don't really want it to happen this way, And so, but there's moments of frustration. But I think if you kind of zoom out and say, okay, like, we're going to get there. We got the right guys, the right people in the building. We got the support, and try to stay steadfast, like I'm where you're going.
Let me ask you maybe a different way. Does it free you up a little bit now this year to have an even bigger role in that, with some of those veterans no longer part of the leadership conversation, et cetera?
Yeah, I got the same role I had last year. Same amount of autonomy. John's been awesome. I think we're overestimating the how tactful we were and flipping, on some of those personnel things. I think they're kind of each independent situations that happened to work out that way. And in return, we had opportunities to acquire great players that we really love too. So I think as we do that every year, we're going to keep bringing in the people that we want, and those opportunities are going to keep happening.
You mentioned this John guy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool,
extension, huh?
Love it.
Did you play a role in that? Did we talk numbers, capologist? How did all that?
Stood on the table, pounded my fist.
Yeah. What does that mean for you, though? I mean,
it feels great. It feels great. I think I kind of underestimated the importance of it, frankly, until, kind of reflecting over the last couple of days. But, you have confidence from the people that are giving you empowering you with these responsibilities, and it shows that we're committed to the process we're in, and and it's like it's hey, okay, let's go, man. This is our squad. We're going to be a tag team for the next few years, and hopefully for a long time after that.
Yeah, Ozzie and John had that in Baltimore. Again, you kind of just, and I hadn't thought of it in the length until Bert really, you kind of hear it from somebody else. But, I mean, that's a lot of what Baltimore's had, right, with alignment. They use that word. I hear that word a lot, alignment.
Right.
What's alignment to you organizationally, alignment to this team mean?
Well, I think it's a prerequisite to be good. I mean, you look at any great organization, we've had this here. We've had it here for a long time. Baltimore's had it. You can think of, the Steelers. I mean, you think of, the teams that are consistently competing for championships have it. So and we're fighting. It's something that you have to fight for every day because there's a lot of people, egos, or things at stake throughout the building, players, staff. But when you have these shared vision about what we're trying to create, and the principles are aligned and how you want to operate. John kind of this is a great example of old school principles, new school methods. John, his personality, how he operates is that's unique to him, and he's got an incredible style that people love. I have a little bit different style, but we're about the same things, and the same things are really important to us. And I think people feel that, which is important.
Anybody you want to brag about out here? Any of the players that have kind of gone above and beyond your expectations so far?
I'd love to. Shoot, all of them. I mean, it's a great group. It's a fun group. I mean, guys like Byron Murphy deserve a shout out. He got a belt the other day from Nico in the team meeting, so that was cool. AJ Barner's doing a great job.
Is he showing a little more personality this year? I mean, maybe you guys saw it behind the scenes.
No, we saw it behind the scenes, but he's definitely hey, year two, similar to probably the same line that I'm feeling. I just saw Leo run out there. I mean, Leo is just a beast, and as a leader, really taking on that responsibility, his style, which is cool. And you saw that last year. He's doing a tremendous job. Spoon. I mean, D-Law is just such an awesome addition to our football team.
He looked pretty good in those one-on-one pass rush drills. I saw him move Abe Lucas in a way that I've not seen anybody move Abe Lucas.
He's a powerful man, man. He's great. On offense, I mean, just having Coop, you see why he's so great. It's just all the things matter, the attention to detail, the work ethic. He's in incredible shape. Program-wise, just he's always, he's got a lot of opinions about, and he's seen a lot of great things, and he's kind of, he has a great feel for it. If he passes the Cooper Cup test of why we're doing it, it's probably, we're probably on the right track. So he's been awesome.
What should we watch for? You said just pretty big practice. Been a heavy load this week, and obviously I think these Raiders come in 1 week from right now, next Thursday night or so. What are some things today that we can kind of watch for in this particular practice?
Well, this is the longest practice we have, and we're working some short yardage, so that'll be fun.
Nice.
And so I'm really interested to see how we close practice out. So up to this point, the longest we've gone is 2 hours. We're going 2.5 hours today. So, that last 20-minute push of, I think we have a team blitz. I think we have a 2-minute right there. And, see the guys, go out with an exclamation point. That would be awesome to see.
See a little Jalen Milroe this year in some of those short yardage situations?
We'll see.
I thought I'd sneak it in at the end of the interview. Maybe we get a little something.
They're going to send this to Hauschka, and he's going to be like, good job. He didn't take the bait. Take the bait.
The one guy I did want to ask you about is Derek Hall. I think maybe other than quarterbacks, he's the guy I've asked you about more times in the last year or so than anybody. Just because I see him out here, he's such a monster. And he looks, honestly, even bigger than he did last year, which I didn't think was possible. Can he be the guy, Burt Breer said a bunch of times yesterday, looking for guys to go good to great? Is there another step there still to come for Derek Hall?
I think so. I mean, he played great football for us last year, but he's a great football player, and I think he's really rounded his kind of rush repertoire out, where he has the complements to the to the power rush game, which is so potent, and then he's an asset for us on the edge. I mean, he's an enforcer out there, and the NFL run game nowadays is C gap. You gotta dominate the C gap, and he's the one to do it.
And on the back end, you got to keep an umbrella.
Tommy's not happy.
Yeah, you got to keep
Tommy's getting mad.
Umbrella
He's
on things. So more energy. Last thing, more energy spent on Tommy or Jack?
Tommy likes me right now because I give him the most attention. Because Steph's been kind of busy, but right now the only time I see Jack is right after practice.
Sure.
So those are precious moments.
Everyone always says, "Oh, you have your kid. You're just going to forget about your dog. Your dog won't mean." It's no.
No, I can't. We can't
still
forget
love my
about
dog.
This guy.
What are we talking about? Look at this guy.
He's a good boy. He's and him and Steph will send me the pictures and videos where Jack's banging on him right now, hitting him all the time, and Tommy's kissing him, and and so he's been great with Jack, which is really cool. They're going to be best buds.
How old is this guy, Tommy?
He's 14, 15 months.
Yeah, he's a good-looking fella, by the way, that Tommy. He's a good-looking pup, Maura.
Huge head.
Yeah.
I think what is he, Golden Lab?
Yeah, he's a golden retriever, I think, or a lab. Yeah, of some sort. He's a big boy.
So cute.
Yeah. He's fun. Nice dog. I would like to have spent a little bit more time with him. Kind of a bummer. All right. Again, a huge baseball day, but we also have some of this football stuff sandwiched in here today. And just the way the timing works, we're going to go right from Mike Macdonald to his new left guard, Gray Zabel. Pretty good interview the first time we talked to him, and he's been working hard and looking pretty good out of practice. We'll talk to him next, then into a ton of baseball the rest of the way. Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, seattlesports.com.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach Macdonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
History, it had the gold rush. Then came the oil boom, the tech boom, but right now it's the Wi-Fi boom, and Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity has everything you need to tap into the Wi-Fi boom with seriously powerful and seriously reliable connection. It's got 99.99% network reliability and incredibly low lag, so your streams are smoother than making a decision on what to stream. And did I mention that you can even connect to hundreds of devices so you, your kids, your parents, your poker group, and whoever else is at home can all experience the Wi-Fi boom with Xfinity. And the Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed all in. Plus get unlimited data included and no annual contract, all with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply, not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X5 Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowes.com/delivery for more details.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to excuse you a minute.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! Yeah, having a good morning here on a Friday, leading into what I hope is going to be a great weekend for everybody. Mariners, man, get out to the ballpark this weekend if you can. That was a lot of fun last night, and seeing the reaction to Gino Suarez and seeing them return home and, you know, kind of look different, better lineup, better everything, deeper. I'll make some claims about this Mariner team coming up here in about a half hour. I don't know, maybe I'm going to go too far. But you know what? Today's a day for that. Today's a day to be excited, coming off the trade deadline, coming off adding to the best bats that moved this deadline. I did write about it. Should be up this morning at seattlesports.com, kind of what they did and what they were hoping to accomplish and how it all went down. So a lot of Mariner conversation to come here today. And at 7:30, as I said, I'll dig into that. That was my favorite lineup of the year, and maybe the best lineup the Mariners have put out there. I said since I've been here, I've been in Seattle 16 years, since 2009. I think it's the best lineup I've seen since 2009. There was somebody replied to me last night online and took the OPS of heading into last night for the 9 players in the lineup last night. That team with their OPS average, if you took it out over an entire year, would have been the best lineup the Mariners have put out there since 2001. Now, you'd have to run it out there for a whole year and injuries, this, that, and the other. But that's a pretty telling thing. The one after it was like 2003. And other than that, it was all like stuff in the 90s, right back when baseball was played in a very different way. So, yeah, I would say that was the best lineup I've seen. And it may have been the best lineup in 2.5 decades. It's pretty crazy. And it just kind of materialized here in the last week. Now, you still need the pitching to do its thing. You still need the relievers, and it's too bad they weren't able to get, the other reliever they wanted. But that's the kind of lineup that the Mariners are throwing out there. That's pretty cool. We're waiting on Gray Zabel, who we think is going to sit down here in just a moment. We'll have an opportunity to chat with him, and I'll dig in a little bit more deeply with that Mariners stuff at 7:30. But we do have the Mariners left guard, Gray Zabel, here with us right now. Good morning, sir. Did I say Mariners? I'm sorry, they're on the brain today. That's my bad. See, you don't play for the Mariners, do you, Gray? You still play for the Seahawks?
Still playing for the Seahawks.
Just checking. Sorry about that. It's my bad.
No worries.
I feel bad. What? How are things? Has it sunk in yet that you're in the NFL?
Not completely yet. Kind of got to wake up every single day, and when you walk into the facility, then it kind of hits you. Like, man, you're a Seattle Seahawk, and you get to live out your lifelong dream.
Is it harder than you might have expected? Easier than you might have expected? More fun? More work? How do you find it?
Man, I would say it's definitely harder, both mentally and physically, just going against the guys that I get to go against every single day. It's a lot of fun, though. Like, I enjoy being out in Seattle. I enjoy playing for this organization with these coaches, with these guys in the locker room, and we're having a blast every single day. So there's definitely some pros and cons to the NFL life, but I'm enjoying everything so far.
Well, you say mental and physical, so I think everyone would assume the physical, right? Especially coming from where you were coming from. Obviously, you get Leonard Williams in front of you, and you mentioned it the other day, right? It's no secret that these guys are pretty good, him and Jaron Reed and the rest of them. But what is it about the mental part that is more challenging from where you had been previously?
Yeah, I would say just having to be locked in every single play and just being able to play your best football every single down. I mean, mentally going against those guys, you have to be locked in at a point to where you can't give anything away. You can't be looking in a certain direction. You can't be leaning back in your stance, because there's such good football players that they pick up on that. And we kind of game plan against each other every single day just by watching our film. And so mentally, you just have to be so locked in every single play, to the cadence, to the play, and then to yourself, to make sure you're not giving away any tips to kind of hinder the offense before the play even starts.
What we saw you the other day during the one-on-one pass rush drill, and saw Leonard Williams come over and saw you guys chatting for quite some time. What is he talking about with you? What are you guys going through? What is that like?
Yeah, I would say he's just coached me up, and like the big thing about Leo and kind of how he helps me is just I pick his brain as much as I possibly can. I mean, I ask him about certain situations. If you read this, what are you doing? Is it something I'm doing that's getting you to your next move, and things like that. So anytime I get to talk to a guy that's played that much football, is that good a football player and is that knowledgeable, and then as well be that great a leader and kind of that type of person, I mean, I'll soak up as much as I possibly can, because he's a great football player, a great dude. And so just trying to understand the game from everybody's perspective, offense and defensive line, is huge kind of in my rookie year, to learn as much as I can.
Does that start with a question from you, or does that start with him reaching out and trying to be helpful?
Both. There's a lot of times I'm asking questions. A lot of times like, hey, Zabes, this is what I saw. This is going to help you out in the future. So, I mean, it's going both ways, and I think that's what I enjoy about it most, is that he's helping me along with answering every single question that I have.
Talking to Gray Zabel, how does John Benton fit into that? We're just getting to know him a little bit and getting to watch him from the sidelines. What's your impression of your position coach?
He's unbelievable. I mean, he's been doing this for I don't even know how many years, a lot of years, but he's a great football coach, great football mind. I mean, he's unbelievable to kind of be in the room, because we're a really young room. So he's doing a great job of understanding each one of us, how we play, coaching us up. I mean, I love the tough love kind of mentality that he has, and he's going to kind of push you to get the best out of you, and I think that's exactly what we need in our offensive line room right now.
What does that mean to you, tough love?
I mean, it's a thing to where he's going to push you to be your best player and get on you, and he sees the potential. He sees how good a football player somebody can be, and if he has to kind of chew your ass, excuse my French, to get it out of you, he's going to. But at the same time, like, he's going to love up on you and make sure that everybody knows that, like, he's a guy that they can count on and kind of fall back on, and if we ever need anything, he'd be the first one there.
What does he get on you about? What have you been? We'll go chewed out just for the sake of radio moving forward here, but it's all right. Your French is fine. Don't worry about it. What have you gotten chewed out for?
Yeah, I would just say sometimes I get lazy with hand placement, or not using my hands, or not having great pad level. I would say chewed out's the wrong word to use, because it's more like get on you and constant reminders. But there's a lot of things that you tend to have to work on, and sometimes you got to pick out one or two every single day to get better at, and then just continue to pick out one or two more the next day.
As you're making this adjustment from college to the pros, which has been more challenging, run blocking or pass blocking?
Man, I would probably say pass blocking, just how fast they get off the ball. And like I think I mentioned it the other day, like, your weakness is just magnified tenfold. every single day because they understand how to beat you, and then you got to be able to constantly work on that and get better at that, so your kind of weaknesses are starting to shrink down. So I would say pass blocking, just because the amount of games and just the type of players that we're going against every single day.
Are you happy to be a left guard? I mean, like, one of the things that we talked about a lot, right, was your versatility in college. You played all 5 positions along the line. Have you played anything else since you've been here, or has it just been you're the left guard and let's roll with it?
Just kind of been playing the left guard position. I mean, playing a guard is kind of like fighting in a phone booth. Happens so quickly. You're kind of locked into a certain space, and then at the end of the day, you're going to have to block somebody every single play. So it doesn't matter what hand you put down in the dirt or what stance you take, you're going to have to block somebody and keep the quarterback clean. You
grew up with a lot of phone booths there in South Dakota?
None.
I was going to say, like, you ever been in a phone booth?
Nope.
I was just giving our producer some grief over things that he doesn't know. He's 27, 28 years old. So, all right, you've never been in a phone booth. Trust me, it wasn't great. They were pretty gross and generally kind of grimy. So being in a phone booth was not all that exciting. Hey, we appreciate it. It's nice to get to, were you shotgunning Gatorade, by the way, the other day?
Yep, just trying to show some of the Midwest traditions to Charles here as we start to grow closer and get to know each other a little bit more.
When you shotgun Gatorade, does color matter? Like the color of the Gatorade matter?
No, not at all.
Not at all? You don't have a preference or a choice when you're chugging Gatorade?
Not really. I mean, I'm a huge lemon lime guy. That or Glacier Freeze are my 2 go-to.
So wait, you actually use the names of the Gatorades, not just the color?
No, because there's, you know how it is. There's a lot of discrepancy over, like, is it yellow Gatorade, green Gatorade?
Okay.
So I just throw out lemon lime so everyone knows.
The light blue versus the darker blue.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I assume you are the winner in terms of Gatorade chugging, since I'm assuming not that many people have done it.
Might have to have a competition every single day after practice.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for spending a few minutes. Continued good luck, and looking forward to watching an actual preseason game less than a week from tonight. Pretty cool.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
All right, there you go. There's Gray Zabel, Seahawks first-round draft pick. Yes, Seahawks. Screwed that one up right at the beginning. Thanks, Maura, for catching me on it. I'll tell you what. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know. Mariners with their big win last night, and then we'll delve a little bit more deeply into this Mariner lineup and just how good it looked last night and where it could go from here. I will make it a statement, not quite definitive, but very close, and then I'll probably take grief for it and be embarrassed about it later. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music of the year.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach Macdonald sitting down with us right now.
This thing on
and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Hey golf fans, Jordan Babineau here. Get ready for an unforgettable weekend at the 2025 Boeing Classic. Come see Masters champions and Hall of Fame golfers battle it out at the club at Snoqualmie Ridge, August 8th through the 10th. Bring the whole family and check out Seahawks Village, packed with fun for all ages. Plus, celebrate 20 years of the Boeing Classic, supporting the Benaroya Research Institute at Virginia Mason Franciscan Health. It's more than just golf. It's an experience you won't want to miss. August 8th through the 10th. Tickets start at just $20 and kids get in free. Visit BlowingClassic.com for more.
Heritage Mechanical and Auto Repair reminds parents the fatal crash rate for teens peaks at age 19, and we lose nearly 8 kids every day. Make a family agreement to never drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs, text behind the wheel, or ride with anyone who is. Always designate a sober driver, call a parent or rideshare, and let's bring all our kids home safely. Best wishes to the class of 2025 from the entire team at Heritage Mechanical and Auto Repair. The family-owned general plumbing experts in Suquamish, proudly serving our community since 1998.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code HOOD for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code HOOD for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code HOOD.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The home of the Mariners.
It is gone! Cal Raleigh, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at PCF Construction. If you're seeking a complete outdoor living space or a very specific project like an underdeck ceiling, maybe a new deck, patio cover, railings, well, my friends at PCF have you covered. This summer, well, you can enjoy 12 months of no interest and no payments. And how about this? Plus 50% off a design and architectural drawing package or up to $5,000 off an undercover system. If you're looking at your outside and saying, golly, what a beautiful summer in the Pacific Northwest, and we can't take advantage of it, well, take advantage of these offers today. If you've been wanting that new deck, that new patio cover, make the call. Get online right now and connect with my friends at PCF. You can find all the offer details. You can get project ideas, and you can browse photos at PCFgroup.com or call today at 425-629-8476. Don't let this offer pass you by. It's 425-629-8476.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, if you draw up perfect Mariner win on a board, a whiteboard, it looks exactly like last night. Tremendous game. Really, really was. The perfect example of what this team can be at its best. Starting pitching, tremendous. George Kirby dazzled through 6 shutout innings. Power, oh yeah, deeper lineup, lots of power. Certainly the Cole Young home run 470-foot blast was about as good as you're going to see. It had defense. Julio certainly showed up in center.
Swung on, fly ball center field. Shallow center. Julio racing in. He goes to a slide, and he makes a tremendous catch. Julio, a big smile on his face, was like an Olympic sprinter racing in to put that one away. Flashes the no-fly zone.
Yeah, as he should. As a heck of a play. Let's see. Stole a couple of bags. Scored on a wild pitch. Scored on a pass ball. Like, everything. Honestly, it was just a perfectly played game by the Mariners last night. And at the heart of it all, welcoming back old friend Eugenio Suarez. So cool to see him, and he was happy to be there as well. Kind of forgot about the victory dance that he got to be a part of at the end.
They feel great. So, first of all, I forget about it, and JP called me like, hey, don't forget it, and that's why we get there, and it feel great. It feel great because, we started doing that when I was here, so now they continue doing it, and now I'm part of that. It feel great.
Yeah, he just seemed like he was in a great mood. Big double and scored on the wild pitch as well. Pretty cool to see Gino out there. It was just one of those games where you don't want to give anybody short shrift. You could spend a while talking about George Kirby, who was dominant. We could spend a while talking about Cole Young with a triple and a home run. By the way, you've looked at his numbers over the last 15 games? You see Mariner Minors put that out yesterday?
Yeah, he's got a 165 WRC plus, I think.
Yeah, how about the 932 OPS with 13 hits, a double, a triple, and 3 jacks? Dude's playing some ball right now. Pretty impressive. Only 3 games across baseball last night, so the Mariners gained a half game pretty much on the rest of the field. They will be back at it tonight. Logan Gilbert against Jack Leiter.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Well, the deadline, not a dud. If there was any concern that it would fizzle, it did not. It was explosive. Tons of big names, very good players changed teams. Mariners did have one of the more productive weeks. They weren't alone, though. Astros bring back star Carlos Correa. He's going to move to third base, and Jeremy Pena returns from his injury. Also added outfielder Jesus Sanchez. So Astros got better, but some of the names they were talking about, like they were talking about Sandy Alcantara, like they were talking about getting much better, and they got better. I mean, you got to say, if you got the 2 best bats at the deadline, they got the other of the 3, right?
I mean, I'll be honest. You looked at what Correa's doing this year?
I know, but he's still a good player.
That almost feels like more of a name brand recognition that people are grading the Astros for. I mean, he's aging. He's always injured. It's a huge contract, and I'm not kidding. He's got a 92 OPS plus this year with an 0.1 more.
Tigers add to their bullpen with Kyle Finnegan. Yankees got Bednar from Pittsburgh, plus Doval and Bird and Jose Caballero. They now have 4 closers on their roster, so they're trying to shorten the game with that offense. Twins totally blew up their team. They did trade Griffin Jacks, but man, they got a lot back for him and Taj Bradley. But they also traded Danny Colome and Blake Stewart and Ty France. They traded everybody. There is no more Minnesota Twins. And then they sent Willie Castro to the Cubs as well. So a lot of the names we discussed did end up moving, and the Mariners did great. They added 2 of the 3 best bats that were dealt, plus a good arm. They didn't give away much. They got better without dealing any of their top 100 prospects, depending on how you view Locklear. So that's a great, great deadline. And just to add to it, it was even beyond that because of the good vibes. And Gino does bring those good vibes to us, the media, to all of you and the fan base. And you could feel the love back and forth last night and in the clubhouse as well.
Yeah, I mean, like we've talked about before the ball game, he just brings an energy to the club, and oddly familiar, I think, for a lot of folks because he was here before. But it's such a good familiar that really kind of picks you up a notch, and that's what his energy does, and so just having that back, I thought was great, and again, having that energy in the ballpark from the fans reacting to Gino was huge, and it kind of got things going for us, and I thought offensively we were able to kind of get on a roll quickly, and that was a big part of it.
Yeah, all of that was true. Got a lot of text messages from people wondering about Trent Thornton, who went down with what looked like a bad injury. I don't have an update for you, but we'll see what we learn later today.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Good to be out at Seahawks practice yesterday. A little bit more physical. Another win for the defense, I think, overall, as the offense struggled to move the ball. That doesn't mean every play was bad. Sam Darnold had a couple of really nice plays. Jalen Milroe did throw another pick 6 again to Nick Emanwari, who this time took the ball over to the crowd and signed it for a kid, which was kind of awesome. But later Milroe was able to use his legs. That was cool to see. The guy who struggled the most, honestly, was Christian Haynes, who was trying to play
played center and really just couldn't get the ball snapped, so that was tough to watch. Charles Cross not out there, had surgery to fix a busted finger. Hopefully he'll be back by week 1. Here's Mike Macdonald.
Charles had like a dislocated finger, long and short of it, but we felt like it was a good opportunity to just fix it so we didn't have to worry about it once it heals. So we're looking at a few weeks here, expecting to be back before the San Francisco game, sometime between, the Green Bay game and the first week. So we felt like this is a good opportunity to get him right.
Yeah, bummer that, would have been nice to maybe get this taken care of earlier if they could have. But, should have him back by week 1. That is everything you need to know, 1/4 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. And, all of our training camp coverage brought to you by The Landing in Renton. All right, finally, this is what I've been waiting for. I want to spend some time talking about the Mariners and what they did and what that lineup looked like last night. Favorite lineup of the year, by far. Favorite lineup of the decade, yeah. I mean, some of those Nelson Cruz lineups were good, but this was better. It had more to it. And I think best lineup I've seen in 16 years here in Seattle. And the numbers say best lineup, if you were to project it out over a full season, that they've rolled out since 2001. Yeah, we'll discuss what this Mariner team now looks like next on Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
I was always a guy that, if I could get an interception, man.
How many did you have in your career?
3.
How many should you have had? If you, as you put it, if you didn't have frying pan hands.
Yeah, I would say probably double that. When I was in high school, I played in a state championship game. I had 2 interceptions in one game, and I was like, that was my favorite game. I just loved that.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Roof now, pay later. No payments until 2027. 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors here. Since 1968, we've helped homeowners just like you get beautiful, durable roofs without breaking the bank. Book today and lock in summer pricing before it's too late. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free estimate. State Roofing and Exteriors, held to a higher standard since 1968.
Bum here, letting you know West Hills Ford, the big Ford store, is celebrating the Ford Summer Sales event with incredible offers, like the 2024 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive available now through August 1st with $14,982 off MSRP for qualified buyers. West Hills Ford, the big Ford store, just off the Auto Center Way exit, Highway 3, Bremerton, part of the Hazelwood Auto Group.
Hazelwood has it! Oh!
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at EnduranceWarranty.com. If you have a 2004 or newer vehicle that's out of warranty or about to be, Endurance is urgently notifying U.S. drivers about their low-cost vehicle coverage plan designed to save drivers thousands on rising vehicle repair costs. Those who qualify can pick their plan, coverage, and repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental cars included. All covered repairs get paid directly to the repair shop for you. Call now for your free quote. Call 800-298-7906. 800-298-7906.
Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman joined by Dr. Daniel Landis from Swedish CyberKnife. Dr. Landis, when treating prostate cancer, what can patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Swedish.org/CyberKnife prostate.
Immaculate greens, unrivaled natural beauty, championship caliber conditions. Loomis Trail is the epitome of Northwest golf. With water in play on nearly every hole and tree-lined fairways, Loomis Trail provides a fantastic golf experience for those that want a challenge and those looking for a fun getaway. What round are you up for? Tee times available online at golfloomis.com. Start planning your perfect golf getaway today.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price of participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in the combo while supplies last.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-275-1728. That's 800-275-1728.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Favorite lineup of the year, favorite win of the year, favorite Mariner lineup I've seen, I think, in 16 seasons here in Seattle, maybe even by far. There was a lot to like about the way the Mariners built that thing last night. The Geno edition, obviously, is the part that we'll be talking about because it was the last piece of this and the good vibes and bringing him back. I mean, there's so much interesting stuff with Geno Suarez, and it was just cool to see him. By the way, I thought he looked better. I think one of the conversations we had about Geno in his last year here was occasional weight fluctuation, et cetera. Not that I shouldn't talk, but I thought Geno just looked good. I like the trimmed beard. Like, he just looked good in a Mariner uniform again and wearing those City Connects last night. Like, I thought he looked like he was in good shape, and he looked good. I was psyched to see him. It was great.
I'm laughing because my mom said to me yesterday in his first game back, she says, does he look thinner?
Yeah, he did. He looked thinner. I'm with your mom. My mom always notices that stuff as well, and I'm right there. Yeah, totally agree. I think he did. I think he looked thinner. He just looked like he's taking care of his body right now, which was great to see. It wasn't just Geno, though, that I liked about the lineup last night. I loved Randy leading off. I loved it. I would like to see that more. I'm excited about it. I didn't think it would happen, and Dan's been really, really, really I don't want to say stubborn. That's not the right word. He's been really committed to his lineups and keeping guys comfortable in their spot. And I think it's been one of the things that has kind of defined him as a manager so far, generally for the better. It had gotten to a point with J.P. Crawford where it's time to move him. Okay. Doesn't mean he can't move back. And if he's able to kind of catch fire again at the bottom, he was just mired in a slump. By the way, comes up with a big hit last night. Maybe those two things are connected. I don't know. Who knows? It's baseball. But I really like seeing Randy at the top. I would like to get him more at bats when he's as hot as he is right now. And then you go Cal. Then Julio, then you go the sort of like, so that's a 1-2-3, and then it's almost like you got another 1-2-3. Because Naylor, Geno, Polo, that's like a 1-2-3 in its own right, except it's 4, 5, 6. I love it. It's a really good lineup. I really like the way it was designed last night. And hilariously, after all of those 6 guys at the top, who does the most damage? The bottom. Canzone had a decent night. JP had a big hit. And obviously Cole Young had a bigger night than anybody with the just absolute mashed home run and then throw a triple in there to boot. So I really like what they did specifically with the lineup last night. I thought it was great. Dan Wilson discussed it.
Yeah, both of those you're spot on, and I thought Randy did a couple, did a good job getting on base a couple times tonight. Hit the ball hard up the middle, drew a walk to start the ball game. Obviously. He's going to create some attention over there at first base, and when he's able to kind of create that chaos that he does, and I thought JP did an outstanding job tonight, and getting the run in, and like you said, turning it back over to the top again. So yeah, I mean, contributions up and down. That's what we're looking for, and that's certainly what we got tonight from the lineup.
Well, so the eyes obviously show it, but the numbers kind of do as well. So I like this. Thank you to Danny at DBHawks19 for sending this over to me. It looks like a little Excel spreadsheet he made where he put through the OPS of each lineup, the best Mariner lineups, and the lineup last night, if it were extrapolated out over a whole season, would have been 10th in Mariner history. Number 1 would be 96 with an 853 OPS. Then it goes 97, 2001, 2000, 94, 99, 95, 98, and then 2025. With Gino and Naylor in the lineup with a 797 OPS, which in today's game might be better than the 853 in 1996. I'd be curious, Danny, if you're listening or if you have the time, do that in OPS Plus. I'd be really curious because in 1996, they were playing in the Kingdom and the very, very different league. I wonder if the OPS Plus of this lineup last night was the best in Mariner history.
Right, and then for anybody who doesn't know, if you do it by OPS Plus, it adjusts the era, it adjusts the ballpark, it adjusts the league, everything. So that'd be a really interesting thing to
if somebody's got the time, I would be very curious to see what is the average OPS Plus of that lineup last night and compare it to those other 10 that we just mentioned. I do seriously wonder. I bet it would be higher. That might be the best OPS Plus lineup the Mariners have ever had if it were extrapolated out over a season. Tremendous. And okay, so the numbers show it. The eyes show it, right? I mean, if you're just looking at that lineup, you're like, oh, yeah, it's a good lineup. The feel test as you're watching it felt like a good lineup. Scored 6 runs. Quite frankly, they didn't even look like they had their best night, and they scored 6 runs. And then there's the last test for me is the other team test. How would I feel facing this lineup? Not great. How would I feel where you're like, where's the easy out here? I'm sure that if I'm Kumar Rocker, young pitcher, I know the first 6 guys in this lineup, I better pay attention on every pitch, right? Kind of like what Gray Zabel was telling us, half hour ago. You got to really be on it on every pitch. And we know that pitchers absolutely treat the best players that way. So yeah, I think that they do that, right? They're focused, especially on those top 6 guys. Well, if that means that when you get down to the bottom of the order, you're just throwing Dom Canzone and J.P. Crawford and Cole Young fastballs or whatever, and you're not quite as focused because you feel like you can let up, great. Let those 3 guys take advantage, but in the back of the mind of Kumar Rocker, whoever the pitcher is, they know what's coming. Hey, you want to walk the 9-hitter? You better throw him strikes because you want to walk the 9-hitter? Guess what? Now you're going to face this gauntlet again of Randy and Cal and Julio and Naylor and Gino and Polanco. Like, yeah, that's, I don't know, Murderer's Row obviously gets overused because of how successful that team was. But it has a Murderer's Row type of feel where it's like, yeah, there's not a lot of let up. There's going to be some inconsistency. It's not perfect. We know that there's going to be a lot of those guys have ups and downs. We know what Julio looks like when he's hot versus when he's not. We know that Gino's going to have some strikeout in him, and he struck out in his first at bat last night. But he's also got a lot of walks, and he's obviously got the power. We know Polanco can be upper. Like, we know that. But all those guys are significant threats every time they're at the plate, and the other pitcher, the other team, has to respect it. So anyway, as I'm looking at that lineup last night, I started, I don't know if I want to say it, but I'll say it anyway, because I think I know the answer. I'll ask it as a question, and then I'll try to answer it. Do the 2025 Mariners, as currently constituted now, have a weakness? I don't mean are there things they're better or worse at, because obviously they're not a perfect team. I don't mean that at all. Is there one part of this team you look at and you're like, man, that's just weak. It's just not good. I only have one thing about this team that I think might be a little weak, and I'm not sure it matters that much, and I think it's going to improve. And maybe two. One, I don't think it's a great bench right now. With some of the moves and the way it went down, the bench is okay. And I think you could question a little bit some of the left-handedness, especially in right field. I think they're still kind of lacking that one other right-handed bat. But okay. I think both of those things get taken care of when Victor Robles comes back and you get another right-handed bat in right field, and that's going to push some guys to the bench. So I think that will get taken care of. Middle relievers, kind of the low end of the bullpen, yeah, all right. But I mean a weakness, it's a problem. I don't know that it's a problem. It's not great, it's not perfect, but let's look at this team. They can hit. They can now hit, right? I mean, I think we could say that pretty definitively. They can hit. They have pop. I mean, they have two of the 5 best home run hitters in the league, so they have pop. They play defense. Maybe they sacrificed a little bit of defense in going from Ben Williamson to Geno Suarez. Maybe it's even more than a little bit. But it's not like they've become a bad defensive team. Quite frankly, they've been a really good defensive team all year long, and I don't think that's going to change. So it's not defense, not weak there. We know they can pitch, right? I don't think there's any question there. Now, they haven't always pitched all the way up to where we think they can be, but they can pitch. What about their bullpen? Yeah, all right. Maybe the low leverage parts of their bullpen aren't as great as you want them to be, but don't tell me that this team doesn't have a bullpen when they've got, the back end that they do with 3 guys you really, really trust and another couple that I think you trust right now. And as crazy as it sounds, Edward Brizardo has kind of jumped into that role. So I just kind of looked through it they kind of are at least something in everything. And the 2 guys they brought in Naylor and Suarez are 2 of the better hitters in baseball. Objectively, that's just numbers. I was just looking at some of the numbers last night for the column I wrote that'll be up here in a little bit. So Geno is one of the best hitters in baseball right now. For the year, 143 WRC plus. That's 13th in baseball. That's a good catch-all stat that considers everything. 5th in home runs, league leader in RBI. That's a good hitter. I'm like, there's no argument against that. Yeah, he'll strike out a lot. But you got a 143. That's 43% better than the average player. 13th in baseball. That's good. 5th in home runs. Obviously great. And then I know that RBI is kind of out of date, but I'm going to look at it anyway because I think it shows that he's coming up in the big moments and doing the things you need him to do, which is driving those runs. And that's why he's going to hit 5th in this lineup, and that's what you're looking for him to do with those guys in front of him because the guy who's directly in front of him, and Naylor, is a get-on-base guy. So let's look at his numbers. He's 48th in the league in WRC+. That makes him, if you assume that each team in theory should have 2 players on that list, right? 60 players would be, the top 2. He's one of the top 2. Overall, he should be a top 2 hitter on every team. He's not 2 on this team. He's 3 or 4 in WRC+, because Cal's obviously there and Geno's there. But 48th in the league in WRC+, 20th in batting average, if you want to go old school, 20th in the league in batting average, and 22nd in strikeout percentage. You've just added 2 of the best hitters in baseball. And that's how you end up with a lineup last night with an OPS averaging at 797, nearly 800, which in this day and age is unbelievable. So I'm not saying that they're perfect. They're not. It's amazing considering where this season started and the problems that we were looking at with the defense at third base and second base and wondering about, honestly, first, second, short, and third at various ways. The issues they had in right field after Robles went down and you're playing Leody Taveras. It's been quite a ride to get here. But the way they draw up that lineup card last night when Dan Wilson hands it in, that is a legitimate lineup. And it goes with even if the pitching's not where it should be right now, a solid pitching staff. a solid bullpen, very good defense. Not a lot of weaknesses. It's not perfect, but there are not a lot of weaknesses. There's not a lot of things where you're like, hey, that's going to show up in September and be a problem.
Well, lost in all the news the last couple days and lost in the win that was driven by the offense last night is George Kirby just won 6 shutout against the Rangers.
100%. Yeah, I mean, George has looked a lot better in the last few starts. The guy you really need is Logan. Like, that's the one sort of last piece to this. It's like, okay, could Logan Gilbert really get it going? But I thought Eduardo Perez said this pretty well yesterday. The Mariners are putting everybody on notice.
It sends a message. It sends a message to the city, to the team, to the franchise. We're in this thing to win it. We have the best pitching, starting pitching in Major League Baseball that can carry us through all of this. Now you have offense, and you take pressure off Cal Raleigh. Take pressure off Rodriguez as well. Now you have Naylor. Now you have Suarez. I expect this team to do well for the next 2 months.
Yeah, I think that is another thing lost, right? Are you taking some of the pressure off of those guys? Julio doesn't need to be a hero in this lineup, that's for sure. Not with the guys hitting before and after him. Not with it going 6 deep at the top and then allowing the guys at the bottom to see fastballs. Yeah, if you're a Mariner fan, I hope you're waking up pretty happy today. Last night, remember back in the day, we would talk about the platonic form, right? What the absolute perfect version of this Mariner team looks like. Well, last night, that was pretty close to it. The only thing that didn't happen is you didn't have to see Brash and Munoz, which obviously is a good thing. But, like, that's about as platonic a form as you're going to get of the Mariners this year. That's how this offense can look. And I think they can look even better than they did last night. It's not like they had 9 hits and a couple of home runs. Like, that's a good lineup. We really got to see it last night. I'm pretty pumped up today. I really am. And I've not always been high man on this Mariner team this year. I've had my ups and downs, trying to stay consistent. I'm not saying one game, the fact that they won, that's not what got me. But looking at that lineup, the feel factor, the eye factor, the numbers all put together, they turned this into a pretty good baseball team. They turned this into a pretty good baseball team in the last week. We got a lot more Mariner conversation to come, and obviously open phone should be pretty fun at 9:30. Before we do it, though, we got Brock for a little Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
Blue 88! Blue 88!
We take you to the field as Brock Ewart breaks down 3 football questions as only he can.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Good morning, buddy.
Hey, man, you interrupted a great conversation I was having with Maura.
Yeah,
about
sorry.
All of her observations.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry to make you talk.
About how tall Titus is, towering over you.
I told him I literally put
me.
that in my training camp notes. Like, Brock's son, who is a freshman, right?
Gonna be a sophomore.
He'll be a sophomore.
Gonna be a sophomore.
Yeah, he'll be.
Is as tall, if not taller, than at least half the Seahawks roster.
Well, I think if he'd gone in there and played quarterback yesterday, he might have been better than half the quarterbacks. They had a tough day. Brock, what'd you see yesterday? Give me 3. We'll do 1 for each Blue 88 question. Question number 1, what did you see yesterday?
Well, I think out the gate and then throughout was we're not talking enough, and maybe this is just a blink scout that I got to be careful of, and you're going to put into your most intriguing Seahawks and have him way higher than maybe you would have otherwise. But just a Brock Ewart one-day blink scout, DeMarcus Lawrence, turn back the fountain of youth and time, turn back time. I mean, he and Mike Macdonald said the other day, and I liked it, he's like, man, you put the tape on, and he just looks like a giant. A couple years ago when Jones, what was his name, the guy that gave a bunch of money to, the D tackle, when he ran by you and me wearing Draymond Jones, number 55, you and I were both like, that's kind of weird. He's not that big. He almost looks like Frank Clark. How's this guy going to be a D tackle? Where does he fit? Well, DeMarcus Lawrence runs by you, stands by you, and you feel his presence so much more. And he's smaller. I mean, he's like 255, 260, and he's definitely an end. He's not an inside guy, but he does feel like a giant, even wearing number 0, his presence. And I guarantee you, the guy we talked to earlier in the week, Abe Lucas, is like, yeah, I like going against these guys, but, man, he is serving me some humble pie. First 2 plays of their real padded, good on good, third down, kind of not live, but scrimmage environment live for the guys up front. I mean, he just owned him. He owned him on a run. He owned him on a screen. He owned him on a rush. And Abe Lucas is a good football player. So that would be number one. If DeMarcus Lawrence can turn back the clock a little bit and be the guy he was even 3 years ago, not 5, not 7, but even 2, 3 years ago, you could be looking at your double-digit sack guy and an absolute force and monster. And, oh, by the way, I think this guy Macdonald scheme did that for Jadeveon Clowney, did that for Kyle Van Noy, did that for veteran guys of his ilk back in Baltimore. Yeah, come on.
You know how much more I love Cher.
I don't have a problem with Cher.
Yes,
I don't
you
like
do.
that auto-tune song. This is a good song.
Is it? Is it? I don't know. Question number 2. Hey, Brock, what else did you see in practice yesterday?
What else I saw, it was pretty intriguing to me watching the quarterbacks for a big chunk, especially as they got warmed up, Salk, and threw routes versus air and kind of did all their thing for a good half hour before you put your eye of judgment on them. And what was pretty clear is that Sam, and Titus even said this, he goes, man, he plays this game fast. That ball is out of his hands. So when you watch him do all those drills, which, by the way, a ball didn't hit the ground, the ball's out of his hands so fast, so much anticipation. Drew is a tick slower, and then Jalen, and this is very normal for a rookie, and I remember being in his spot, and he's watching these guys not have one incompletion, especially Sam, and he's like, oh, boy, I got to be perfect. Let me hold the ball a little bit. Let me wait just a little bit. Let me throw this one, maybe not in front of him, maybe not lead him, but put it right on him, and just kind of going through that normal rookie transition of like, no, the NFL is about inches. It's throwing it into these windows. It's throwing it on time. And yes, there were some incompletions, certainly within the drill work. The neat thing is they have this big TV screen right behind us on the sidelines, and you'll see the players look at it immediately for feedback too. So they run the play, they look over there, and a couple of those incompletions, I was like, on first blush, I'm like, I threw it behind him. On second blush, Byron Murphy dropped right in the zone. If he throws in front of him, it's interception. Like, the eye in the sky is going to be a lot more favorable than the snap, blink judgment eye that many of us have on the sideline. That's what I'd say about the quarterbacks.
Pretty cool to see Jalen Milroe take off running a couple times near the end, too, just to see the legs and be like, that. Yeah, it was cool. It was right after you left.
And those were not, and by the way, those were not designed QB runs.
No.
This was not having him in. You kind of asked Macdonald at the end yesterday, in a good way, trying to sneak in, like, hey, are we starting to see, we're not seeing any of those packages right now. It's first week of camp, but it's not like short yardage, third down, goal line. Here comes Jalen Milroe, so they can run Wildcat, or he can run power.
No, it wasn't that. But it's, look, that's one of his best skills, if not his best skill. So everything else he's doing out there, not that he's at a disadvantage, but he's not able to use his biggest advantage. So it's kind of cool to see him do that. Yep. Question number 3. Hey, Brock, what else did you see at camp yesterday?
Man, I like and I tweeted this out afterwards. It was kind of neat to see the UW practice the day before, and definitely see some pros. There are going to be some guys on that roster that go play in the NFL and play for a while. But to see the step up from even the college level game in the Big Ten to the NFL, and you see just and I thought the offense was much more crisp. Now, Christian Haynes had a brutal day. He's snapping the ball over the head. He's snapping it on the ground. He's trying to play something he's never played before, and that's a little window into, that's why Tim Tebow got cut 2 weeks into camp, because trying to be a quarterback to a tight end and make that transition really hard. Trying to slide over from guard to center when you've never really done it, equally very difficult to do, and that got exposed yesterday. But save for that, I thought breaking the huddle, getting the line, movement, shifts, motions, all these things now that you kind of see through coaches' optics, because we're trying to teach the same thing, and then you watch it in high school, you watch it in college, and ultimately you watch these guys do it, Salk. And it wasn't, and you can see it, I think, as a player, as a coach, you hear these players say, hey, man, we want to play fast. We want to play fast. Let's play fast. But never in a hurry. Mm-hmm. And there's a fine distinction right there. And I thought yesterday, just, the operation of it, like, hey, man, you can tell they're starting to feel comfortable. Like Mike Macdonald said to us yesterday, these guys are starting to feel what this system is supposed to be about. Is it executing at a really high level? No. Are they going against a very good defense? Yes. But as far as the things they can control before the ball is snapped, And that shows process. That shows thinking. That shows just really institutional knowledge. I thought that they were further along than I thought they would be a week into camp.
All right, that is today's Blue 88. How fun was seeing that lineup last night?
Whew, that was pretty good stuff.
It's a little different.
Not a lot of games on, so the old MLB network had that one on, and let's just say Titus and I didn't get off the couch very much.
Why would you?
At this little hotel we were at, like Molly was in bed, long day, and we're like, no, I got to see who's up next. Got to see who's up next. Got to see who's up next. Got to see what's going to happen next. Like that's pretty fun. And then, man, we should not. And I know it's hard with everything going on, Salk. Should not give short shrift to what Cal Raleigh's doing. I mean, it's just unbelievable, truly. We have a Mariner that's hit 42 home runs before August 1st. They hit more home runs than, Mickey Mantle is a switch hitter? I mean, just like, what? What are we talking about with 2 months to go? Like, this is just truly extraordinary stuff happening on the Cal.
All right. Brock, enjoy. I know you're back on Monday, and I'll be out for a couple of days. But then after that, it's like no more days off for anybody for a while. We're going to be.
Any of us.
I know.
Mean, we got to get on, like the Monster Quatch, we got to get on the same page.
We do.
Season
Clearly.
This playoff run goes.
Clearly.
Can we do that? Can we commit to that? Like
I think once preseason gets going, right, on Thursday, I think at that point there'll be a strong commitment. How's that?
Good.
All right.
Goodness gracious.
Love to hear it. Have a good little day of vacation, and we'll catch you guys next week. Brock, thank you. I'll come right back here with Here's the Thing, and then G. Scott's coming by. A lot of baseball. G's back on the bandwagon, everybody. Little announcement. G's back on the bandwagon. We'll ask him about it. Don't go anywhere. It's Brock and Salk.
Wyman and Bob, afternoons 2 to 7.
I was always a guy that, like, if I could get an interception, man. How many did you have in your career? 3. How many should you have had? If you, as you put it, if you didn't have frying pan hands. Yeah, I would say probably double that. When I was in high school, I played in a state championship game. I had 2 interceptions in one game, and I was like, that was my favorite game. I just loved that.
Dave Wyman and Bob Stelton, afternoons 2 to 7 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Dino was suffering from a rotator cuff tear in his right shoulder.
Part of the pain is like taking off my shirt. I couldn't even really button my pants. I could actually qualify for a shoulder replacement if I wanted to go that route.
He chose to see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine for stem cell therapy.
I heard the commercials for Dr. Wagner. I did my research. I thought about surgery, but the recovery time was so long. I didn't want to have to be in a sling. I want to be able to retire in a few months, get back to bike riding and playing golf without any pain in my shoulder.
Dino knew from experience that stem cell therapy works. Dr. Wagner had already helped him recover from osteoarthritis in his thumb, but he's not done yet.
And now 2 years later, I'm having an issue with my left shoulder, so I've got it scheduled, and I'm going to go back to see Dr. Wagner again because it was so successful.
Before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit bailarm.com today.
Need a new roof now? With State Roofing and Exteriors, you can get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months. That's right. Protect your home now and pay later. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month, but what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk. A wireless company that actually stands for something.
Every jersey tells a story.
So many people dressed in Seahawk blue.
From unforgettable touchdowns.
Touchdown, Seahawks! Jackson Smith-Njigba, Johnny on the spot.
To game-changing hits.
He gets hitting it. Leonard Williams drags him down.
To memorable catches.
Zorn dropping back to pass in the end zone to Largent. Touchdown Seahawks!
History lives in every throw. Shop official Seahawks jerseys in-store at Lumen Field, The Landing in Renton, or online at Seahawks.com/pro shop.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Let's go!
This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hands.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, we barely have time to do this today, but we didn't have time yesterday for sure, and we were over at Seahawks facility, so just couldn't get it done. But here's the thing. Generally Thursdays at 8 o'clock, as you guys leave us messages on the Seattle Sports app, which I hope you had yesterday. All the breaking news alerts and everything was just perfect. But you can leave us messages, and Maura puts them all together, and we call it Here's the Thing.
Brock Heward doesn't just hate one kid.
I am so disappointed in Michael Salk.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're mindless. Love you, bye.
It's time for Brock and Salk's Here's the Thing.
Okay, here's the thing.
I don't know if we're going to have time to get to all of these, but let me see what I can do. We'll go quick, starting with Karen.
Here's the thing. Voluminous is the word you're looking for, not voluminous.
Right.
Voluminous is not a word. So let's try it again. Step it up, guys. Thanks.
I each time I heard Brock say that, yeah, it's voluminous.
I always think of actually the mascara I use from L'Oreal. It's called Voluminous.
Yeah,
and I was like, I think that's the word.
Yeah.
I don't think voluminous is a word.
No, I don't think so. But I can only correct Brock's word so many times. So at some point, people start to find you annoying. At some point, someone will maybe find me annoying. I doubt it, but I guess it's possible. Here's Carl.
Need to know, it starts at like 6:15. You say that every day, but you don't do it.
Oh. What are you, my program director, getting on me about the clock?
It's accurate.
I know, but there's too much interesting stuff to talk about at the top of the hour, and then I go late. It's my fault. Sometimes. Sometimes it's Lyle's fault. Oh, just one more thing I want to say. I'm sorry. Do you care? It's like, does that mess up? By the way, I don't say 15 minutes. I say quarter past. Like quarter-ish. It's a quarter-ish past. I don't have to be exact about these things. Let's see. Here's Adam.
Here's the thing, Brock.
Yeah.
With these giant roster sizes,
How come every NCAA football team doesn't have some minute bowl-looking dude out flailing his arms on field goal block? He could be doing like wacky waving inflatable tube man thing like all year. Think of all the blocked XPs and blocked field goals you'd get. The roster spot would pay for itself. Why isn't that a thing?
So just get me out there waving my arms?
Yeah. I mean, Moore's got really long arms. Put those fingers out there. Now, here's the thing. Do you think that if you got hit with a ball, like in your arm, with a kicked football, you would go back out there?
No. I'd cry.
That'd be it, yeah.
Cry.
My finger's dangling.
I played catch on Thanksgiving once with my my dad and my uncle and my brother, and I caught the ball at one point and it hit the ring on my finger and cut my finger, and I was I'm done.
I'm out. We're done here. How come you didn't go after that errant Jalen Milroe pass on Monday? The one Brady couldn't catch.
Yeah, no.
Was right to you.
Had some zip on it.
Yeah, when he threw it, I went, Mora! I thought you were going to make the play.
Here's the thing. I had to alternate my normal lunch routine and ended up going with a peanut butter and jelly. And normally I'd be upset about this. But instead I was like, made Lyle proud. Thanks, Lyle.
You did make me proud.
Yeah, Lyle just gave a little 2 fingers up for that.
Music to my ears.
Little PB&J action.
Always.
I forget, what kind of jam do you
Spreading
like?
the gospel.
Strawberry?
What? Yeah, strawberry.
Do you go raspberry ever?
Ever? Sure, not often.
You're generally just strawberry every day.
I mean, yeah,
You
raspberry.
don't do grape, though, right?
Not really.
You're not a child.
Not really.
Okay, good.
Yeah, like, raspberry's good. I just prefer strawberry.
Okay. You ever do any wacky flavors? Apricot, peach.
I am the biggest hater of orange jelly on the face of the earth. I think it's awful.
What about apricot?
It's the same idea.
Okay. Still kind of gross. Okay. Just checking. Blackberry? Mixed berry?
Blackberry I could buy more into.
Yeah, blackberry's good. I like blackberry jam.
Yeah.
All right. Here's Ethan.
Hey, Salk's got dirt on somebody. If he's going to be gone again, the sucker's been gone. It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
All right, I did not take one vacation day until July. Give me a break. I went half the year, took one day off. Now I'm going to take some of my days in the summer. That's how we roll. I don't care what people think.
I'm honestly shocked how much more grief you get about your time off than Brock.
What the hell? Jeez. Here's Brent.
Oh, here's the thing. Brock is going to love this. Love is in the air. My good friend and fellow Brock and Salk listener, Doug, is getting married this weekend. So I just wanted to give him, a shout out, some loving words of encouragement. Yo, Dougie Two Toes, getting married. But you don't have to go through with it. It's not too late. You can still make a run for it. You don't have to do this. Run, Doug, run.
Whoa. That was weird.
All right. Good luck, Doug.
I guess. It sounds like I might be making a mistake. Here's Richard. Man, we get through these a lot faster without Brock. Here's Richard.
Hello, this is Richard from D.C.
Yes.
Here's the thing, Brock and Salk. I'm worried about Lyle. I can recognize some of the telltale signs of being traumatized from being a mental health professional. One, losing all sense of volume control and screaming at people he's interviewing. Two, being utterly unable to answer any question because of being terrified he'll get the answer wrong. And three, not being able to do the basics of your job, like work the boards, because you're anxious and afraid of being yelled at. You guys supposedly believe in the philosophy of breaking people down while also building them up? Well, it's been way imbalanced toward breaking the poor guy down.
No.
So I'll try to get things back on track with an uplifting message for Lyle. 3 plates, you've been doing a great job. I believe in you, and I encourage you to believe in yourself. Just try to ignore those awful Apple reviews and bullies you work with.
Jeez. Did that help you?
I mean, as usual, I've been asleep for the first 2 hours of the show, and now I'm wide awake.
What was going on yesterday was a rough day. We were all struggling a little bit yesterday and it's too bad. It was a big day with the trade deadline, but we were having problems yesterday. It's too bad. You stepped up, though. Last 2 hours, woke up, really did your thing back here.
I did my best.
Nice job. No, we appreciate that about you. Let's see. Oh, Carrie sent the trash hat, the new trash hat, Carrie from Alaska. Here's what she said.
Hey, Moira, it's Carrie from Alaska. Here's the things. The trash hat is supposed to look ridiculous. That's the point. Raccoons, because they are referred to as trash pianos. on a serious note, the show is better when all four of you guys are there. So, in conclusion, Brock and Salk rule, Wyman and Bob drool.
No.
Y'all have a good day.
Wow. Well, there's no reason to fire shots at Wyman and Bob.
The hat is perfect. We have no complaints.
I like the
think
hat.
it's very fitting.
It is very funny. All right, I think I got time for two more. I got, let's see, Brandon, who went to Angel Stadium.
Okay, here's the thing. I just recently moved from Seattle to Orange County. Just got to go see the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim take on the Mariners this weekend. Got to tell you, that stadium is a dump. Okay, what the heck is going on out in center field? Why is there a truck out there? Also, a waterfall in Anaheim? I don't know what they're doing there. You can almost get no viewing angle anytime you're on the main level trying to get like a beer or hot dog. It's just an overall bad experience. I've been to 7 ballparks. That was the worst of them. Some personal stats: 4 beers, 2 hot dogs, half a plate of nachos. Not bad.
I love the stats.
Yeah, the personal stats are good. Please feel free to leave those in the future. I've been to that stadium a bunch. It's not great. And that was going like in the late 90s, early 2000s when I lived there. Not a great stadium. It just isn't.
I've never been.
And it's dead. Like, it's just the fans are lame. It's just kind of a lame stadium.
It's fine. That's what I took away.
Fine would be a compliment, I think.
I kind of like the rocks out in left center field, but other than that, it is a little bit of an obscure park.
Yeah. All right, we'll let Zane finish it up, maybe against my better judgment. But here's Zane.
Here's the thing. Speaking of poetry, here's one from the great baseball poet William Turducken Wadsworth, entitled "The Mariners." The Mariners! The Mariners. The Mariners! The Mariners. The Mariners! The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners zing. The Mariners wah. The Mariners yeah. The Mariners no. The Mariners woo. The Mariners wah. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. The Mariners. Ad infinitum until death. DOS end.
I mean, that's been this year, right? Just the ups and downs, the inconsistencies for sure. The Mariners and the Mariners. Well, I'll tell you what, based on what we're seeing right now, based on the new lineup, I'm on the Mariners bandwagon, at least for right now. That is, here's the thing. Nice job, everybody. Those were great. Did I tell you? I didn't even tell you guys who I met yesterday. So I went over to Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel because I was going to look at the new hotel. Awesome, by the way. Again, it really was cool. Like, I was pretty blown away. So, but I got there a few minutes early, and I was like, I'll walk through the casino and just kind of see what's up. If I see a blackjack table, who knows what might happen. And before I made it to the blackjack table, I was stopped by somebody who said, "Hey, Salk." I'm like, oh, boy, here we go. So I turn around, like, yeah, what's going on, man? Nice to meet you. You don't know who I am? Like, I don't know who you are. Who are you? Guess. It's like, how would I be able to guess? I'm a listener. You should be able to guess. I was like, yeah, I don't know who you are. Just tell me who you are. And he's like, most hated fan, I think he said, in Seattle sports. Nelson. I met Nelson yesterday at Snoqualmie Casino.
Nice.
He was playing Baccarat. And so I talked to Nelson for about 5 minutes. He gave me his opinions on the Mariner trade deadline.
The most hated fan in
He did.
Seattle sports.
He did. He was very nice. I had a nice time talking to Nelson, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Maybe there'll be a de-thawing. Who knows what happens next? Maybe he'll call at 9:30 this morning when we open up the lines. We'll come right back with everything you need to know. You want to hear a 470-foot home run? You will. Next on Brock and Salk.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach Macdonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Recovery doesn't have to be boring. This event proves it. Have fun with sobriety at the 5th Annual Recovery Fun Fest at Seward Park Amphitheater Saturday, August 9th. From noon till 10, there's going to be nonstop fun and events. They'll be giving away a free electric car at the end of the night. Receive 25 tickets towards the free car drawing just by showing up, and win more tickets throughout the day by engaging in fun activities. The fun starts at noon with free picnic and carnival-style food. Be a kid again and join drop-in kickball, softball, dodgeball, and volleyball games. Recovery Fun Fest kicks off at noon with open 12-step meetings at 1 and 4 p.m. with national speakers at 8 p.m. Lip sync battle at 9 and car giveaway at 10, where you must be present to win. Children under 18 can give their tickets to a parent or guardian or a friend over 18. The 5th annual Recovery Fun Fest at the Seward Park Amphitheater, August 9th. Brought to you by Freedom Hall in Greenwood. This event is fun and free. RecoveryFunFest.com.
At Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, experience the power of choice. Whether you're cruising in a fuel-sipping Prius, tackling trails in a rugged Tacoma, hauling with the mighty Tundra, or commuting in comfort with the Camry or RAV4, your perfect Toyota is waiting. Whether you're in the north or the south, they've got you covered. 2 locations, endless possibilities. Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, the power of choice is yours. Visit their incredible team and beautiful showrooms today or online at toyotaofkirkland.com and toyotaofrenton.com.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten, classics are remixed, bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Throw down to second base, tagged by JP on the money, and he is out.
Home. Home is your domain, where you know every inch like the back of your hand.
Julio racing back out of the warning track, but he makes the catch, and he flashes to the no-fly zone.
A place that brings out your protective side, and a place you'll always stand up for.
Going, it will fly away.
Because what's inside is the most valuable thing in the world. Your family. Mariners baseball at T-Mobile Park. Welcome home.
The Mariners' jam-packed homestand continues this weekend against the Rangers. Don't miss the fireworks show after tonight's game at 7:10 and Aloha Shirt Day tomorrow at 1:10. Then it's time to honor Ichiro at T-Mobile Park with great giveaways, his number retirement ceremony, and more. August 5th through the 10th. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Now is the time. We talk about it year-round, but roofing season really is upon us. It's Mike Salk here. So what makes it roofing season? long, dry days where roofing crews can work realistically sun up to sundown. They're cranking out projects all over our region, and Riverside Roofing is, of course, leading the charge. Local to Marysville, Riverside Roofing serves the entirety of Western Washington. They do amazing work. They've earned my recommendation, plus industry awards like GAF Master Elite's President's Club, a status fewer than 1% of roofing companies in the entire country actually achieve. Get a roofing quote in less than 60 seconds using Quick Quote directly on riversideroofingllc.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go on their website. During and after your roofing job, you can expect a yard and driveway totally clean of debris. Behind their national accolades is a family company from right here in Marysville, built upon important local values like trust. That's why Riverside Roofing is the local roofing company you can trust. Go to riversideroofingllc.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, that's what the Mariners can look like. When they are at their best, that is what the Mariners can be. They did it all last night. Pitched really well. George Kirby was amazing for his 6 shutout innings. Obviously, the power, and Cole Young, dear God.
Here's the windup and the 1-1 on the way to Young. Swinging a well-hit ball deep to right field. And there is number 3 for Cole. Oh, my goodness, into the patio of the Hit It Here Cafe.
Yeah, that was a 470-foot blast from the little second baseman, Cole Young, who's got a little pop in there, maybe more than you realize. Good for him. They were stealing bags. He hit a triple also last night. And then, it was great to have Eugenio Suarez. He was there and did his thing at the plate.
Starts with the open stance. Rocker into the motion, the 2-2. Swung on, hot shot down the third base line. That's a fair ball going to the corner. Hits the sidewall that jets out. Gino wants 2. He's around first base. He's gliding into second. Welcome back, Eugenio Suarez, a double.
Yeah, welcome back indeed. The crowd was into it. The players were into it. He was into it. All in all, just a really cool deal to get Gino back with this team. And yeah, it was awesome, man. It was just, again, a kind of a perfect night for the Mariners. Also only one of 3 games in the league, so they pick up a half game on virtually everybody else other than the full game they picked up on Texas. They'll get back at it tonight, Logan Gilbert and Jack Leiter.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the trade deadline yesterday. It was super fun and tons of names, going from team to team. It felt like half the bullpen arms in the league ended up changing teams. A lot of leverage guys. Unfortunately, the Mariners not able to land another one, but the prices being paid were pretty out of this world. I mean, you guys know how much I valued Griffin Jacks. Taj Bradley, who he went for, right, in Tampa. Bryce Miller?
That's what it felt like to me. There's not a perfect comparison, but if that's who's going for Griffin Jacks, that felt to me like the Twins were trying to ask for somebody like Bryce Miller, and the Mariners were like, no, we're not doing that.
Understandably, probably, too. So, yeah, I thought that was, unfortunate. Now, there were other good relievers that went for less, and maybe there was a possibility of adding another one. But at the end of the day, Tigers get Kyle Finnegan. Yankees went with Bednar and Doval and Bird. So, they really decided to go crazy with their bullpen. We know the Twins blew up their team. The Astros brought back Carlos Correa. And we'll see with that. Yeah, Lyle, you made good points. He's not having a great year, but he's also Carlos Correa. And he's going to be back in that building, back with that organization. It does feel like something that will end up working out. And the Mariners did really well. Again, added 2 of the best bats, maybe the 2 best bats that moved at the deadline. It's what they needed. It's what they got. And they changed, I think, the complexion of this team now moving forward.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
We were out of practice yesterday. Physical, fun practice. Nicky Moonwari was the star. Another pick 6.
We keep giving him stuff, and he just keeps executing. And you have to be careful that you don't take the playmaker out of the player. So that's something that, is kind of on my mind. But he just keeps learning and keeps executing and keeps making plays. He's got great enthusiasm, and anytime you got a coaching point for him, he's very receptive towards it. And we've said this kind of ad nauseum here, but he's just a really, really fun player to coach. And the vets in the room are doing a great job with him too. Julian, Kobe, those guys. It's a good group.
Christian Haynes, by the way, just a tough day. Just really struggling in center to try to snap the ball correctly. Some news from around the NFL. More your guy, Terry Terry McLaurin is requesting a trade out of Washington. That's not helping my pick of the Commanders to win the Super Bowl, so hopefully they get that worked out.
They need him.
I know. Yeah, let's get that thing worked out over there. And Micah Parsons requesting a trade. I don't see the Seahawks being involved, especially given the relationship between Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. So I'll ignore that story for now. Charles Cross, unfortunate news. He's going to have surgery or had surgery to fix a dislocated finger. Hopefully they should get him back by week 1. That is everything you need to know. 15:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show, or at least close to that. I try, but I don't try that hard. I should try harder. I used to be better about the clock when I was younger, and we'd be right at 15 every time. And Kyle's probably driving in right now like, yeah, you used to be, and now you're screwing it up, Salk. I don't know. I'm sorry. I get so excited about some of the conversations we're having. I love talking to Brock. I love talking to Lyle and Maura, even though I don't always say it enough. I do. I get excited talking to all of you guys and about what we're doing, and sometimes I just lose track of it. I get too excited. And today is a day to be excited, by the way. You should be excited. I was excited yesterday. I'm excited today. And when I got a chance to actually see that Mariner lineup, that new roster in action last night, you got to be excited. I don't mean to knock Miles Masterboni and Dylan Moore and Leody Tavares. Those guys are bench players. Good ones, by the way. And they were playing way too many innings early this year. Now they're not. Now those guys are on the bench, and that's fine. Miles Masterboni is a good bench player. Has been all year. Dylan Moore in the right role should be a good player. I know he struggled here over the last couple of months. In the right role, you may get something from Solano. But, man, that lineup, the way it now lines up, is tremendous. Powerful, fast, athletic, can hit for average, can hit for power, can take a walk, can get on base, can drive you in. There'll be some boom or bust to it. It's not perfect. But, man, it was just cool and such a threat to the opposing team in every inning. In every inning, they will threaten the other team. And that is a big difference from what we've had in the past. G. Scott is back on the bandwagon, as are many others, at least according to my... Kyle's texting me. This ought to be good. He says, get on the clock, Salk. Go to break. Okay, I'll go to break. We'll be right back. It's Brock and Salk with G. Scott next on Seattle Sports.
Seahawks training camp is underway.
That is music to the ears.
And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach Macdonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Well, I'm here with my good buddy, Dr. Dan Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. And you've heard from Dr. Dan's patients over the years how a simple stem cell procedure has successfully conquered their pain. Well, folks, now it's my turn. After years of dealing with knee pain from all the football abuse, I can say my knee pain now is almost 100% gone. How'd you do it, Dr. Dan?
Well, Brock, personally, I'm very happy that you did so well. And your story is like so many of our other patients who come in, former athletes and non-athletes as well, who have come in with chronic knee pain, and they are looking for alternatives besides knee replacement surgery. And we're happy to provide this service. It's been truly a game changer for so many folks. It's just been a pleasure to be part of this.
Consider Dr. Nelson, the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. I was in and out with a couple of follow-ups. It's a non-surgical solution to pain using your own stem cells. Consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's danielnelsonmd.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code $1 for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code $1. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code $1 for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code $1.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If you didn't think skipping breakfast was a big deal, you'd be right. Before. But now, Wendy's has Buck Biscuits. We're talking sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit, or even the Honey Buddy chicken biscuit for just $1 each. Seriously, you can get all 3 if you want. They're just $1, so you'll never skip breakfast again. If you're smart. Breakfast for $1? Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Limit 5 qualifying items per transaction. Not valid in a combo while supplies last.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contests are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on SeattleSports.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
The home of the Mariners, Seattle Sports.
Cal swinging a drive, deep to right field.
Every pitch of every Mariners game is on the Seattle Sports app.
Head to T-Mobile Park August 5th through 10th as the Mariners celebrate Ichiro's induction into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. The festivities will be packed with must-have collectible giveaways, like an exclusive Funko Pop, 2004 jersey, and a replica of his Cooperstown plaque, plus his number retirement ceremony and more. It's going to be legendary.
And there it is! He's the new all-time hit king in Major League history, number 258.
Get your tickets at mariners.com/Ichiro.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Are you trying to buy a new home, or are you a local real estate agent seeking financing for a client? We're all tired of dealing with banks, credit unions, and endless guidelines. Wouldn't it be nice to go back in time when we had common sense lending? Hi, I'm Scott Rireka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital based in Bellevue. We are one of the largest local private portfolio lenders in Washington. We've helped thousands of home buyers and real estate investors reach their financial goals by leveraging the Legacy Common Sense borrowing platform. What that means is we lend our own money, we make our own decisions. If your deal makes sense, we'll get it done. Whether you're purchasing a new piece of real estate or refinancing an existing loan, bridge loans, construction, or regular home loan, it doesn't have to be as difficult as banks and lenders make it. If you're trying to grow wealth through real estate acquisition, come talk to the experts in private lending.
Call 425-635-4700 or LegacyG.com. Legacy Group Capital, your common sense lender. LegacyG.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh, is this what the people want? I think so. They want G. Scott on a Friday morning at 8:30 in the summer. What's up, dude?
Oh, man, come on. I'm excited. I'm telling you right now, the Mariners got a BBL. The Mariners went away. They went to Miami for a little bit. I don't know if y'all ever had a boo in your life that went to Miami. It's like, hey, I'm going to get a procedure. And they come back in 2 weeks like, damn. Boy, you see the Mariners right now. They looking good. They look good. Ooh, they get that bat there, number 2. Cal Raleigh. Ooh, number 3, Julio. Ooh, Good vibes only at number 5. He batting at 5th. Randy Watson at number 1. I'm back, Lyle. I'm back watching the Mariners.
Have you watched any Josh Naylor?
Oh, Josh Naylor, yeah.
Have you heard his new nickname, at least according to one of our listeners?
What is it?
Because if you've watched him, you know. If Cal's the big dumper.
Oh, he thick. Pause.
He's the big grumper. He got that grumpy face. He's super intense.
Man, I am back.
Hey, could you do me a favor while I'm talking to G? Could you pull up Cal's comments on Naylor in the clubhouse? They're hilarious. I'm all in on Josh Naylor. I think he's great. I think he's a really good hitter. He's got, and again, we don't generally say this on the air, but there's no other way to say it in baseball. Yeah. He's got the red ass. It's just a baseball phrase. You know that phrase?
No,
it is unique to baseball.
Oh,
and it just means
what is the red what?
The red ass. It just
explain.
I know. I'm sorry. If you got kids, I won't say it again. It just means like kind of grumpy. Everything is just like. It means grumpy.
The Graz.
No, it's much grumpier because the Graz is sort of a happy guy at his core.
Have an opinion.
It is some of that.
Yeah.
But it's grumpier than that. Yeah. Randy Johnson might be the best example of it. But there's plenty of other guys over the course of the years that have had it. So I was laughing. This is from the Cal Raleigh show that Shannon does. And this was Cal asked about Naylor in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I mean, he's extremely focused. Like I said, it takes time. So, you're never going to, be best friends with somebody right off the bat. But he's been great. He's been great with the guys. He cares. He wants to win. Like I said, brings a good professionalism to the game. And, he knows what he's doing. So I'm excited that we have him on our team.
For some reason, that just made me laugh.
Bobby Wagner was a red ass then.
He had some of that? Uh-huh. He got a little grump. No, actually, Brock had a better comp for him.
Who?
Chris Clemens.
Oh.
That is a good example of it. Chris Clemens.
The perfect example.
Just grumpy, kind of mad about everything.
Yes. Well done, Brock.
Yeah, Brock
wins.
was right. It took him a while, but he was like, no, it's Chris Clemens. Yep. And Chris Clemens, by the way, really good player. And so was Josh Naylor. And Chris Clemens could focus and all that, but just grumpy Gus, right?
Chris Clemens was listen, y'all, he wasn't just mean to necessarily, fans or people in the building. Chris Clemens was mean to his teammates, y'all.
I don't know whether Josh Naylor's mean, so I don't want to go quite there. That's not right. But Chris Clemens was.
I'm telling you,
Chris Clemens.
Yeah, he was mean.
He was just a mean guy.
Yeah. But you know what?
I think Josh Naylor's not quite, and I don't think it means quite mean. Yeah. But maybe a little Bobby. I don't know, just having a little. But people didn't see that side of Bobby though. People saw friendly Bobby, and right. I mean, I don't think that's a way people would view Bobby Wagner.
Sure.
From outside the building.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great player.
Yeah.
Great player. And I'm just, just trying to relate. But Chris Clemens wins that one.
Yeah.
I saw.
But you're back.
I'm back. I am back. I saw something that you said, and I don't really pay attention to what you say.
Never.
But this time I did.
You? Yeah.
You made the comment. You was like, this might be the best lineup in 10 years or maybe ever. And to which I said, because I've been, behind closed doors. I told Lyle the other day. Lyle was asking me if I was back with the Mariners. I was like, kind of. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming back. And then now I'm back like all of y'all. I mean, I'm back. I came back.
Yeah.
I saw Jerry DiPoto. He's back. You know what I mean? So I'm back. And so it's interesting that when you made the comment about the last 10 seasons or ever, I agree with you.
No, it is. And by the way, the numbers back it up. A guy sent this in. If you're just looking at on base plus slugging, OPS, good catch all stat, it's the best Mariner lineup since 2001. Yeah, since 25 years, 24 years. That's pretty significant. I've been here for 16. This is the best Mariner lineup we've seen, and that's just based on the numbers. That's before you get into the feel and the eye test and what it does to other pitchers and the other team. It's good.
Look at what it's doing. Look at what it's doing to the city right now.
Yeah.
I got more. You got people on the Cairo side, on my side. They wearing jerseys. They going to games and everything. I didn't even.
Well, I was saying it's interesting you say that because I started the show this morning talking about I don't have a poll in the field. I'm not a pollster.
Yeah.
But just kind of the people in my world, in my purview, people who text me and stuff.
Yeah.
And I got some grumpy people in there occasionally who have things to say about things they're unhappy with, and just the happiness just the pleasant surprise of what the Mariners did here over the last few days, I think really cut through to a lot of people. I think Eduardo Perez really summed it up very well.
It sends a message. It sends a message to the city, to the team, to the franchise. We're in this thing to win it. We have the best pitching, starting pitching in Major League Baseball that can carry us through all of this. Now you have offense, and you take pressure off Cal Raleigh. Take pressure off Rodriguez as well. Now you have Naylor. Now you have Suarez. I expect this team to do well for the next 2 months.
I don't know if they still have the best pitching in baseball. It has not been that way this year. It's been good, not great. But I think he's absolutely right about the message to the city. And, we've said this many times. And, G, you know this. Manage or general manage like a fan, you're going to end up one. You cannot make moves to appease your fan base. Mm-hmm. That is the worst way to run any kind of an organization. Mm-hmm. It's kind of cool, though, when the happy accident is that the right move is also the move that your fan base really wanted. And it's nice that Gino Suarez has the familiarity, has the love, is that guy that everybody just seems to connect to. And he was the right player for them to add at the deadline, and they did it.
Can I this is what I didn't know. I missed this one. Why did he leave in the first place?
Yeah, so that's a good question, and we've gotten a lot about that. Like, why did they trade Gino a couple of years ago?
I know what it's like to get back with an ex.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to get that ex back to make life better for you. But what happened?
So I think the way I would say it is this, that they went to the playoffs in, 2021? 2022. I always screw up the dates. They went to the playoffs in 2022.
Yeah.
The next year, they made, the Teoscar Hernandez move and a couple of others. Obviously, it didn't work the way they wanted it to. We've litigated that I don't know how many times. I think there were two good players in Gino and Teoscar Hernandez, but it's hard to have them both together. And somebody made that point the other day. Was it you, Lyle? Somebody made that point the other day, and I think they were right. I like both those players individually, and you can live with the number of strikeouts they each have because of the benefits that they bring. Yeah. But having them together is a lot of strikeouts at key moments for that team, and they fell a game or two short when it was all said and done. And remember how angry the fan base was, and Larry Stone is writing that it was the most despicable or hated Mariner team ever. And so they needed to make, they thought, some sort of change that offseason. So they send Teoscar away. They don't pick up his option or his qualifying offer. And then they traded Gino for nothing to clear that salary to go spend it elsewhere. Unfortunately, they chose to spend it on Mitch Garver and Urias. They didn't get a lot back. They spent some money on those two guys, but didn't really get a lot of bang for their buck back. So it didn't work. And I think Jerry acknowledged that yesterday. Like, it didn't work. They were trying to change it up. They probably changed it up too much. And in the process, I think made a mistake in not just trading away Gino and his strikeouts. I don't think anyone could have predicted he was about to become the best power hitter in baseball again. But
well, and in between that phase, he had such a down period where he almost got cut.
And that's who Gino is.
So it looked like they were right at first.
The problem, I think, that they underestimated at the time was just what he meant to the players and the people and everybody around them. Like, Gino's just one of those guys everyone loves. So
if I'm getting this right, it's like they got rid of that dude out the house, and they got with a new dude that was really good looking. They got with him, good looking, but he had bad credit, and the job was kind of sketchy. So they got rid of that dude, and they brought back the family favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the one everyone likes.
He's boring. He doesn't like to go out, but everyone likes.
I think
and he's
almost
steady
perfect,
Eddie.
Except that I don't know how good looking Urias and Garver really were. They're okay looking. I don't even they're fine, but they weren't Brad Pitt.
I think when I look at social media, and by the way, some people saying
generally a mistake.
Well, no, it's not. I live on social media. People are telling me that I'm a bandwagon. Fair. You can call me what you want to. That's fair. But I think the difference in the excitement and the explosion that is happening right now is there's excitement about the lineup, the team, and ownership all at the same time, and that has been rare.
Yeah.
Right? All at the same time. You like an ownership, the team, the lineup, everything is great right now. So when you have these types of moments, you don't want to talk about nothing else but the Mariners.
Yeah, pretty cool, man. It is fun when it's going like this. But I do have some other things I got to ask you about.
Oh, you
while
do?
You're here. Yeah, I do. So my mom.
You need relationship advice?
I don't. No, I'm good. My relationship's doing okay. Thank you.
Did you guys
Appreciate
argue
that.
in Vegas?
No. No, quite the opposite. We had a great time. Loved it. Awesome time in Vegas together, me and Heather. My mom has been bugging me.
What'd she say?
She keeps asking me every day if I have any news on G. Scott Jr. because, my mom is back in Boston now, and she's paying attention to the Patriots in addition, because she likes Seahawks and the Mariners and all that now too, but she'll still pay attention. And she knows baby G's there, and she wants to know what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, I think everything's going really well. G's always posting the good things. So, like, how's it going over? Because I don't just want the highlights.
Right.
How's it going? Like, what's the full picture?
In life, you want to under-promise and over-deliver.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for him, he's an undrafted rookie that's in there. He's gotten in there, and every single time he has gotten his opportunity, he has made good of it.
Awesome.
Now, the good news for him, and I don't know, I'm not saying that he doesn't have a relationship with Drake May, who is the starter, but for some reason, he has a great relationship with Josh Dobbs, who is the backup quarterback. And for some reason, every time my son is in, Josh Dobbs finds a way to find him.
Nice.
Right? And it just looks good. Scores here, scores there, up the seam, catching. So let me just say this.
Know how big a deal that is? Like how much a quarterback can make or break a receiver?
Well, I think they do. And I think the difference is when you're in high school, I might throw to Mike Salk because that's my buddy and we play video games together. That's my buddy. Don't worry, that's my boy. I'm going to throw it to you. When you get to college, it's a little bit of that too. When you get to the pros, hey, I don't care how much I like you or dislike you.
I don't mean like, I mean trust. I'm talking trust. I don't mean like.
In this level is trust.
And I'm coming back to the story, and I think I can tell this, and Brock's talked about it before, and I think Dane's talked about it before. I met Dane Looker, Brock's old teammate, at the wedding a couple weeks ago, who was just a hell of a nice guy. Just really enjoyed talking to Dane. Yeah. And he's telling me the story of how essentially Brock, like, made his career. Like, after high school, Dane was, not going to play football. I think he was playing basketball, he said, up at Western. And Brock, like, got him back. Was like, no, you got to come, like, be a walk-on. Do something. I need you. You're better than some of these other receivers out here. He gets to practice, and Brock just starts feeding him the ball because he trusts him. And the next thing you know, they're like, Dane, we want you. You got to be the starting slot receiver. Obviously, he was a really good player, and that had a lot to do with it. But they don't notice that unless Brock just feeds him the ball. So I do wonder whether or not that can have a pretty profound effect, positively or negatively, on a career.
I'm glad you bring that up, and the example.
And shout out to Dane. He seemed like a really good dude, and I know Brock loves him.
The example that you're giving about Brock having him come in and as a walk-on or whatever, and then throwing the ball to him, getting it and establishing that trust, and then people being like, "Oh man, who's this Dane Looker?" I'd say the same thing it has been happening for my son there. When you first show up to a team, nobody really knows your name. You only know what the Mike Salks and Brock Hewards of the world. Hey, we were at training camp, and this is what we saw, right? We were here. We saw this person. And fortunately or unfortunately, in life and even in football, perception is reality. You know what I mean? And so what I mean by that is so here's my son, an undrafted free agent. He comes in. They're not talking about his name at all. As a matter of fact, they're talking about everybody but him. Every time they listed tight ends, they literally would list him last. They don't list him last anymore, only because, for some reason, Josh Dobbs keeps finding him.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
He know Josh Dobbs or anything ahead of time? Was there any relationship there?
No.
They just happen to connect.
But here's my point,
That's
though.
cool.
Most of the time, even when we're out there at training camp, right, we only pay attention really to the catches or the incompletes. We don't pay attention to the fit. We don't pay attention to, did he get the correct block, right? We don't pay attention to those things. So that tight end might be great as a pass catcher, but what are they doing blocking? And so what I'm saying is a lot of times names get talked about when they see catches.
It's funny. I was there's a Seahawk who was here every year. I forget his name. Bryce. Too bad Brock wasn't here. You'd remember immediately. You probably will too. Tight end.
Mabry?
Mabry. Yeah. That dude caught every single pass in every one. Right.
It's so funny you say that.
No. Oh no, wrong guy. No, not Mabry. Swoops.
Oh, Swoops. Yeah.
Dude, that guy was a force in practice. Every time I would go, be like, 6 more catches for Swoops today.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he was never really much of a player. And I just imagine it must have been it just wasn't a great blocker, didn't do all the little things, whatever it is.
So,
Are those tight ends out there for the Seahawks?
They're big.
Dude, that's a group, by the way.
That's a group.
That is a group.
Look,
that is addition by subtraction now, man. That group looks good.
And that's what makes my eyes, when I look at this team, I just told you the other day, I said it's probably the biggest Seahawks team that I've ever seen. I mean, they are huge, but you look at the tight end group.
That group in particular looks big.
A.J. Barner, I don't know what the heck he was doing in the offseason. That dude looks like an Adonis.
He is huge.
He looks incredible. And Elijah Arroyo looks like a 5-6 year vet already, even though, man, listen, Elijah Arroyo, I don't know if your people are listening, but listen, my boy. You wearing them double towels, like towel in the back, towel in the front. You got that big old Gatorade towel that's in the front. No.
Yeah, it doesn't look right.
Your swag is
Brock was not happy.
on zero
he
right
didn't
now.
Like that yesterday.
He reminds me of that stepdaddy that goes out and plays flag football with the family on Thanksgiving. Take that big old beach towel off in the front. Lord.
And throw Salbert on that list as well. That dude is cut.
Yeah.
He looks like a tight end.
Yeah, he does.
Like when you're making a mold to just take tight ends out of, he looks like the mold of a tight end, especially like a number 2 or 3 tight end in the league.
But believe it or not, I'm going to tell you guys something. we all do it. Salk does it, Brock does it. You as fans, you guys do it too. There's just certain players that you root for, and you have your own, whatever your reasonings are. I have a player that I root for every single time I'm out there.
I got to see if I can figure this out. New player or old player?
It's an old player. You won't. I'm going to tell you right now. I
won't guess it.
You won't guess it.
But he's a player you root for on this Seahawks team. Offense or defense?
Offense. And when I say it, it'll make sense why I root for this player.
He's been around here for a while?
A couple years.
Couple years. You root for
offensive side of the ball, tight end room.
Oh, I thought it was going to be Derek Young. Who is it?
Tight end. Brady Russell.
Oh, you like him?
Every time I look at him, I remember watching him last season. Looked him up, and if you look at his body type, his comp is my son, selfishly speaking, right? So I root for a guy like him, and I just watch him all the time. 38, Brady Russell, he's a dog, right? And so whenever I think, selfishly, for my son, you got to play like that dude because you saw him yesterday. They got that dude lining up at fullback. You all know he's a special teams guru. He is going to put his face to your face. He's a dog. I just am a Brady Russell. I don't even know if Brady Russell knows it. I've never shaken his hand before. I've never talked to him because I don't want to say nothing to him. He might like, man, who is this dude? But I'm a huge Brady Russell fan.
You know who else I think we're all going to become pretty good fans of?
Who?
Nick Eamon-Worry. Just watching that guy out there. All right, so he is big.
Lord.
I said in Without Pads that the whole Cam Chancellor thing was kind of silly. It still is. He's not built like Cam, but he's bigger than I realized. Like when you see him out there in pads, you and Brock were right. The lower half is pretty legit. He doesn't have Cam's shoulders because, no one does.
Yeah.
But he's a pretty big dude, and he moves out there, and that's 2 pick sixes we've seen. I've been to 2 practices. He has 2 pick sixes.
You know what's crazy? It's random. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks? 2 weeks ago, I was in church with Cam, and we were in church together, and we were sitting there next to each other, and I was just thinking, like midway through the service, I'm like, this dude is not even he's not even the same person. Like,
really?
He's sitting there next to me, man. He's so. I'm not to say that he wasn't loving before, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, this dude used to be a killer on the field.
Yeah.
Like the players used to make business decisions seeing number 31, and I'm just sitting next to him, and he's still big, but he's the nicest dude in the world. People coming up to him, saying hi to him and everything.
I don't know if people are going to make business decisions because of him and Worry or not, but he plays with a lot of heart, a lot of hustle, a lot of swag.
Did you see me make a business decision?
Yeah, getting out of the way. He came rolling near you. G was out.
Man.
And by the way, I might need to hear more about this church. Is that why you're sort of sounding like Dr. Martin Luther King on the mic yesterday? What was that? I've heard you do a lot of stuff. I've never heard you sound like that. What were you doing?
I mean, what you mean?
You sounded like you were preaching a little bit. What's going on?
I don't know. I sound like a preacher?
A little bit. Kyle and I noticed it. So we were over at practice yesterday, and would you take a day off from your show to go host practice yesterday?
Yeah. Took a vacation day. Matter of fact, that's all I do all year long. Yeah. I take vacation days to go work.
All right. Well, so you do that. So you're over there and you're hosting the Seahawks morning practice.
Yeah.
And I don't know. There was Kyle and I both noticed, kind of looked at each other like, why is she talking like that? I've talked to you forever. I've never heard this I thought you were getting ready to give a speech at the Washington Mall or something.
Well, at Seahawks games, and I know you don't pay attention to your boy, but pregame, if you all have been in the stadium when we get ready to get things started, that's kind of like what I pride myself on.
Fans, you're great at it.
Fans in the stadium and around the world. The time is here. Yeah. So, but I just want to say, you and Big Kyle giving me a compliment like that.
Yeah. I'm not going to do an impression or anything because I don't want to get myself in any trouble. But I just hearing you yesterday, I was like, oh, that doesn't sound like I normally hear G do some of this
What
stuff.
stood out to you in practice yesterday?
Eamon Warren, beyond anyone. Honestly, I thought he was the most eye-catching person in practice yesterday.
You want to talk about DeMarcus Lawrence?
He's pretty good. Well, he was, and especially, you weren't there Monday when he took Abe Lucas and picked him up like a tackling dummy and moved him 5 yards. It was insane.
Really?
He just there is a power and strength there that I did not know. Honestly, I really enjoyed our talk with Mike Macdonald yesterday, and he said something I've not heard. We don't really have time to get into it now. Unfortunately, we got to run here. But just talking about how he's really working on his communication with the team and filming all of his team meetings. And they've got a consultant group that involves Stephen Hauschka that are talking through it with him and working with him on that and just trying to continue to get better. If you're chasing edges, as he says and the T-shirts say, that's a pretty good way to do it and holding yourself accountable the same way you do everybody else on your team. I thought that was a pretty cool deal.
Before we go, I thought it was really cool watching rookies see Blue Angels for the first time. That was
they come close.
That was pretty cool. You could tell some of them dudes, maybe you might be from Alabama, Mississippi, or something like that. You're like, hey, hold on. I know we're supposed to be practicing right now, but why are these planes so close?
Yeah. Now they had Maura doing the thing too, where she was directing the air traffic control with her giant fingers. Yeah. she just paints some orange, and the next thing you know, she's directing the planes on where to go.
Y'all gotta quit making fun of Maura and her fingers.
That's part of the fun of life. Are you kidding me?
I mean, when I meet people that listen to the show, that's one of the first things they say to me. They're not that bad.
There was also a conversation, I think, in the Blue Angels room. They were maybe not going to fly over because of Titus. He was so tall. They were worried he was going to disrupt some of the air paths that they were going to need, or flight paths, rather.
By the way, somebody texted in and said, 808 says, Clem called me a cockroach. Here's the thing. I don't know who you are, 808. You're telling the truth.
Well, I don't think that's something you'd make up.
No, you don't make that up.
You don't make that up.
He says that.
Gee, go have fun. I'm glad to see her back on your show today. That's good. Right. G and Ursula starts every morning a few minutes after 9 o'clock on our sister station, 97.3. We got an hour to go. This lineup of the Mariners is built different now, man. It really is. We'll chat about it, and then we'll take some phone calls at 9:30. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app.
For Down Territory, going inside the game with former Cougs and Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Who will make the biggest plays on offense this year?
I think the bigger plays in the pass game this year are going to be made by MVS. That he is going to be the sniper in this whole deal. Snipers, they aren't seen, but their impacts are big. I'm talking about bombs. Throwing that thing deep over the top. I think MVS will and should be the leader when it comes to that.
For Down Territory, every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
When your outside matches how you feel on the inside, that's kindness. And so I think that is the one thing that the Lee Johnson Auto family encourages us, is to be really authentic and really be intentional in how we treat our customers and how we treat each other.
To have a good company, have a good culture, have a good crew that takes care of your customer base, you have to take care of your crew. You can't have miserable people and expect them to give a customer a good experience.
Walking in here, meeting some of the employees already before I was even hired on, welcoming me in, gave me a good indication what this company was all about. So if I were to make an hour and a half drive here and to have fun here for 8 to 9 hours a day versus if it's the other way around, then I'll take it.
It's not a script. It's a belief. The LJ Way is the Lee Johnson Auto family.
When you own a business, it feels like everything's on you. Orders, deliveries, employees, on you. That's why Comcast Business is giving you a year of mobile on us with your internet service. Really? Yep. We'll cover your first line of mobile for 1 year. So calling customers, getting directions, texting Janine and shipping, on us. The broken coffee maker? That one's still on you. Which means you'll save hundreds for your business and get the fastest mobile service with 5G cellular and Wi-Fi hotspots on us. But hurry, this deal won't last long. Get a mobile plan and free up the budget to maybe, I don't know, fix that coffee maker? Get mobile on us for 1 year, you guessed it, on us. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/22/25. Restrictions apply. New mobile customers only with internet standard service or above. Limited to value of 1 unlimited interline apply via 12 monthly internet bill credits. 1 discount per account. Fastest mobile based on mobile Wi-Fi and cellular data in service areas. Ookla Speed Test Intelligence 2H24.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Oh, it is the time of the season for pests. That's right. No one likes them. No one knows where they come from, but we can all agree no one wants them in their house. Mike Salk here for Crawl Pros, and they have a full-service pest control division now called Pest Pros. They can come to your house and do a full corner-to-corner inspection, take care of any problems, just like they did at my home. This is the time of the year you'll start seeing more ants in and around your home. You may also begin hearing a little buzzing outdoors. Bees, wasps, hornets. If they make a nest on your property, that is a huge nuisance. So please don't try to take care of those nests on your own. Simply call Pest Pros to have any nest removed and destroyed professionally before the problem grows or you and your guest ends up getting stung. Pest Pros is the full-service pest control division of Crawl Pros with eco-friendly treatments to keep ants, stinging insects, and all sorts of critters from making their way into your home. If you're worried about rodents, ants, or other bugs or an issue in and around your home, call Pest Pros or visit GoPestPros.com to schedule a free inspection at GoPestPros.com.
Top Fitness Stores, the Puget Sound's premier fitness equipment store, is having a summer sale. Right now, they're offering the Inspire FT2 functional trainer at $2,000 off. Check out Precore's new 500 series treadmills and ellipticals. They're also offering the Inspire T5 fold-up treadmill at $500 off. Do you have an empty room in your house? Give Top Fitness your room dimensions and they'll do a complete fitness room design. Top Fitness also has the flooring to complete the fitness space you dream of. As always, get the best advice and service from the team of experts at Top Fitness with professional delivery and assembly. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. From simple items like weights and accessories to complete home gym packages. Check out the summer event now. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, open phones coming up in 30 minutes. Can't wait. Should be fun today. Every Mariner fan in the city should be pumped up. I am. I'm pumped up. I am. If there were sort of back and forths of the bandwagon this year, I'm on it right now, man. I am really excited about what the Mariners did here over the last week. Lyle and I were both talking about it, and I think we've been up and down at various times this year, ridden the wave. I have maybe been a little bit more so than in the past. I really like this. Like, I don't know what's not to like about what they've brought in and creating a lineup that 1 through 6 is excellent. And then even 7 through 9 looks pretty darn good. And you saw what the bottom of the lineup could do last night. This team doesn't have a lot of major weaknesses. I don't mean to say they're perfect, but they don't have a lot of major weaknesses. The lineup is excellent. The pitching staff, I know it's not perfect and hasn't been as good as you wanted it to be this year, but it's still a very, very good starting staff. And the 1 or 2 spots that you could maybe point to would be the lower leverage parts of your bullpen and your bench. I mean, I think they're going to use the bench a little bit less because the starting group is going to be so good, and it should get a little better in a month with Robles returning. The bullpen is, look, there's some questions there. It's the one thing we know they wanted to get done yesterday that they weren't able to do. I think the price was too high on Griffin Jacks. As we said earlier, Taj Bradley might be the equivalent of a Bryce Miller type player. That's too much to give up for a reliever. I think they made the right decision if that's what it was. But there were other guys, and even if it wasn't going to be the highest of high leverage guys like Jacks or Bednar, there were other guys that moved that would have been an upgrade over Legumina, would have been an upgrade over Thornton, and it's sad what happened last night. I hope he's okay. Would have been an upgrade maybe over Vargas. Like there are guys you could have brought in that could have helped. So I don't know why they didn't opt to do that. Maybe, don't know what the prices were. I just don't know the answer. But I was thinking through, all right, what does this look like down the stretch? I do wonder, and I don't know, I haven't talked to anybody about this yet. I do wonder if we start to see Logan Evans at some point in the playoffs. Look, Bryce Miller's going to come back. Let's say Bryce Miller comes back. You going to put Logan Evans in AAA, or do you want him in your bullpen? I know it didn't go great for him in the pen a few years ago, but who would you rather have, Logan Evans or Casey Legumina? You want to bring up Emerson Hancock for the playoffs for September once AAA season starts to end? Who would you rather have in your bullpen, Emerson Hancock, Casey Legumina? And I don't mean to just kind of point out Legumina, just right now is sort of the lowest guy on the totem pole there. Like, you can continue to raise the profile of your bullpen, raise the floor of your bullpen late in the year because of some of the starting pitching depth that you have at Tacoma. And you don't need to do it today, but in another couple of weeks, could you? Sure. Anybody want to see what Emerson Hancock looks like throwing 1 or 2 innings a game? I would. I'd be interested. Not long term, but for the end of the year, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this happens all the time in baseball where you get an opportunity with a larger staff. Once the needs start to shrink late in the year, you can use those guys to help you in your bullpen.
I've always wondered if he'd be good at something like that because we've seen in a lot of his starts,
Hancock.
right? Hancock, especially where the last couple of years, this year specifically, where you've seen the velo up at certain points early in starts. I wonder if he was going to max out for an inning or so at a time in October, if he's out there pumping 97, 98. I
wouldn't mind seeing him get a little bit of practice in Tacoma here over the next couple of weeks. And again, I'm not looking to transfer him or transition him rather into being a reliever. But for a stretch run, okay. Like, if that's the conversation in the war room yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, I want Jacks." Yeah, me too. Okay, what do they want? They want Bryce Miller. Well, no. Any other way we can kind of, okay, well, we don't have Jacks and we don't want to give up this and that. We do have Emerson Hancock is a really good pitcher who we're not using right now in the big leagues. If he's not a starter right now, can he just be a reliever? Yeah, maybe. I'm going to be a little curious about that. I'll be curious. Ben Williamson, does he come back as a defensive replacement at some point this year? Yes, I think he does. They want him to play for a couple of weeks and stay hot. That's fine. Stay loose. But I would think he'll be back up here at some point, just like Miles Mastroboni came right back up. Someone's saying, the weakness is J.P. Crawford. No, that's not a weakness. That's a slump. And by the way, what did he hit, 8th last night? That's not a weakness. If J.P. Crawford, a guy who's been a really good leadoff hitter for a huge portion of this year, is now hitting 9th or 8th for you, that's not a weakness. That's a guy in a slump. Okay. I didn't say they were not going to have guys in slumps. I didn't say they were a perfect baseball team. But having J.P. Crawford hit in the bottom part of your order is not a weakness. That is not the term. Sorry, I would describe that very differently. Other question: what about Bryce in the pen? Yeah, maybe it's Bryce. That could be too. Maybe coming off the injury and kind of what he said, right? I'm good for a couple of innings, and then it starts to hurt. Maybe he could pitch out of the pen. Maybe they don't want to risk it with him in the arm long term and the injury. Again, those are conversations that they are probably having. I don't know what the results of those conversations would be, but I think you're asking the right question there. If you say, what about Bryce Miller? Yeah, maybe. Maybe Bryce Miller is in the pen for the end of this year when he comes back. If the elbow's not going to be perfect and he can just do it for a couple of innings, okay, who would you rather have in your bullpen? Bryce Miller or, Vargas or like Bryce Miller, obviously, especially if he only has to throw an inning. That'd be nasty. Bryce Miller coming out? Yeah, that would make me pretty excited. So, I mean, everything's got me pretty excited today. I as you should be. Lyle, I know you're pumped up. Everyone should be pumped up today.
Oh, I'm fired up, especially after the win last night. How can you not be? The moves that get made, the reaction of the whole fan base, and then to start it off on that note, to go win 6-0, Kirby throws the shutout, Gino hits the double, the offensive surge. Yeah, it's very easy to be fired up.
They didn't even have a great night offensively last night. I mean, they were fine. That team can be much more explosive than it was last night. I mean, you didn't get anything from Julio. I love Randy in the leadoff spot. I'm going to end up, I think, really liking this. Shame on me for not mentioning it earlier. I loved it. I didn't think Dan would make a move because he's really been consistent with where he keeps his guys. But maybe just having two new players kind of freed him up to redesign that lineup and do it however he wanted. And JP's been in this big slump. Randy's so good in that spot. And I do feel, I said this earlier, that it kind of creates almost like 2 1-through-3s. You've got your 1 through 3, right? On base guy with Randy, followed by your best hitter in Cal, home run hitter, followed by Julio, who kind of does it all. And then you start it over again, right? Naylor, on base guy, and what he's capable of hitting fourth. Gino, home run guy, hitting fifth and sort of your second 2 spot. And then you've got Polanco, who's really been doing a whole bunch of everything this year. That's pretty good. You could also, if you wanted to do it another way, you could switch Julio and Naylor. Maybe there's a righty-lefty thing going on there, but, I mean, you got a bunch of switch hitters, so maybe that's not important. And that would, I mean, Julio could almost function as a second leadoff hitter in the 4 spot, right? Coming up with Gino right after him and then Polanco. But whatever, man. I think it's a really cool way to design a lineup. And then Canzone has hit the ball really hard. And then you do have, all right, JP hitting 8th. That's where JP Crawford, the way he's got, great. And Cole Young, it's not going to be like it is yesterday every day. But we went over the numbers earlier. Over the last 15 games, Cole Young has a .283 batting average, getting on base 39% of the time, with slugging a .543 and a .932 OPS. A double, a triple, 3 home runs, 7 driven in, 8 walks, only 6 strikeouts, and a 165 WRC plus. He's been 65% better than the average player. That's your 9-hitter right now. Leading back in. So if you're again, I just keep thinking of I'm the opposing pitcher. Man, I better not walk Cole Young, right? I better not walk JP, who has a great eye. Better throw those guys strikes, because if I don't, well, I'm going to face this top of the order again. I got to see Randy, and I got to see Cal again, and then Julio. And I better throw Cole Young strikes. Bang, 470-foot home run. Yeah, I really like the way this thing is designed now. I'm pretty pumped up. I'm very excited about what these last couple of months could be for the Mariners, and feeling pretty good about the money I threw down in Vegas now just a couple of weeks ago. Let's come back. We'll give you guys everything you need to know, and then I'll open up the phone lines at 9:30. Can't wait to hear from you guys today. 866-979-3776. Get your calls ready for 20 minutes from now. It's Brock and Salk, Seattle Sports on 710.
For Down Territory, going inside the game with former Cougs and Seahawks wide receiver Michael Bumpus.
Who will make the biggest plays on offense this year?
I think the bigger plays in the pass game this year are going to be made by NDS. That he is going to be the sniper in this whole deal. Snipers, they aren't seen, but their impacts are big. But I'm talking about bombs, throwing that thing deep over the top. I think NDS will and should be the leader when it comes to that.
4 down territory every day at 11:15 and 1:15 on Bump and Stacy.
Free consultations, no fee guarantees, 5-star reviews. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains the importance of going beyond these familiar offerings.
Accident victims want an attorney, Tom, that satisfies their needs. Someone who handles those needs with the highest degree of care. Pendergast Law offers the no-fee guarantees and free consultations, but these only scratch the surface.
Okay, explain more.
We make sure that every member of our team is genuinely passionate about helping others. Customer service and communication are our top priority. It's how we take care of our clients so they always feel one step ahead of the insurance companies. Our strong reputation for high standards provides comfort and confidence when it's needed most.
Pendergast Law offers the free consultations, the no-fee guarantees, and of course, they are 5-star rated. But what really makes them different is their genuine passion for helping others. I can't recommend them enough.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
That's PendergastLaw.com.
When it comes to the security of your business, doubts can creep in about who you're trusting to protect it. At Bail Arm, we got you. For nearly 80 years, we've been putting our customers' minds at ease with our advanced technology and personalized support. Feeling insecure about your current security service? Visit BailArm.com today.
Bum here letting you know the Ford Summer Sales event is happening now at West Hills Ford, where you can get the 2024 F-150 Super Crew 4-wheel drive at $14,982 off MSRP on approved credit. West Hills Ford, part of the Hazelwood Auto Group.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
The home of the Mariners.
Left off to center. It is on its way. Julio, 2-run home run.
Hear every pitch on 710 and the Seattle Sports app.
Dave Wyman joined by a very special guest, Dr. Daniel Landis. He's on the Swedish CyberKnife team treating prostate cancer and accepting new patients. Dr. Landis, what could patients expect during CyberKnife treatment?
So the CyberKnife treatment's an outpatient procedure. Essentially, it's a 5-day treatment, about 30 minutes per day. You walk in, you walk out. You essentially don't feel anything at all during treatment. Many patients still work full-time while they're having treatment.
That's incredible. Where are your patients from?
We see patients from all over, patients from out of state, Alaska, Idaho, from all over the world, honestly, since it's such a short treatment.
How can someone get a hold of you?
Yeah, I would encourage patients to reach out to us directly. We'd be happy to schedule a consultation.
Thank you, Dr. Landis and the team at Swedish CyberKnife for the wonderful work they do. And remember, you don't need a physician's referral. Treat prostate cancer with Swedish CyberKnife. Go to swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate. That's swedish.org/cyberknifeprostate.
Crawl space and attics are not places you want to spend much time, but many homes in our area can have serious issues behind the hatches. Hi, it's the owner of Crawl Pros, Richard Herron. For years, you've heard us talking about how we go where you don't want to. with our free corner-to-corner inspection to keep your crawl space and attic well insulated and free of mold and water. You've also heard about the pest control division of our company to keep your home bug and critter free. I'm excited to tell you about our newest division, Plumber Pros. Plumber Pros takes the same customer-first approach to plumbing that we do with our crawl space, attic, and pest control work. We've handpicked skilled plumbers that I know you'll feel comfortable inviting into your home. So next time you run into plumbing issues, from leaky faucets and clogged drains to full home repipes and sub pump installations, call Crawl Pros and we'll get our plumbing division, Plumber Pros, out to get it resolved. For anything related to your crawl space, attic, pest control, or plumbing, call Crawl Pros or visit us at crawlpros.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, you need to know that the Mariners look like about the perfect version of themselves last night. That is what this new lineup can do. A little bit of everything. They hit for power, a couple of home runs. We barely even talked about it, but Cal Raleigh hit his 42nd home run last night. Yeah, it was just a little baby wall scraper, but whatever. It all counts the same. 42 long balls for Cal Raleigh, and it's only August 1st. Just incredible. I've played you the Cole Young home run a few times. I like this. How about Julio finding a way to chip in on a night when he was 0 for at the plate?
0-1. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Shallow center. Julio racing in. He goes to a slide, and he makes a tremendous catch. Julio, a big smile on his face, was like an Olympic sprinter racing in to put that one away. Flashes the no-fly zone.
As he should. That was a great catch. That was one of my favorite catches he's made all year, honestly. That was a really, really good play that he made. Yeah, they did everything well. Caleb Ferguson was great in his debut. But the story, of course, was Eugenio Suarez. He was just psyched to be out there with this group and in this city and with these fans.
Obviously, it felt great to be back, all the ovation multiple times. So it was awesome. It was great. And I feel the love, and I appreciate that so much. That was a lot for me and my wife and my daughters. And it feels like I never left, so which is good for me. And yeah, I just want to keep continuing doing it. Seattle! That's right. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel all that we do, and more important, we got the W today, so we got to continue to play like that. Try to win the series against Texas, and keep going from there.
Is that JP in the background? I think so. How did JP feel to it? He must have woken up after he passed out on the bench after racing around from first to score on that Cole Young triple. Just a really nice game and a really, really good example of what this Mariner team can now do. Back at it tonight, Logan Gilbert. And by the way, if there's anybody in the spotlight now, it's Logan Gilbert. Really need him to be that ace, that horse in the last 2 months and into the playoffs. He goes against Jack Leiter in Game 2 of the series.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Crazy, impactful deadline around the league. Mariners were great, but not the only ones. Carlos Correa goes back to Houston. Tim Kirchin with more.
Paredes is out for the year, okay? And Yordan Alvarez is going to come back soon, but we're not sure if he's going to be the Yordan Alvarez when he comes back, the devastating hitter in the middle of the order. They needed somebody else. They need somebody to play third base every day. And I was told today the Twins are going to have to pick up at least half of that salary before this trade can be made. It's going to be very interesting. He's very comfortable there. But remember, he didn't leave on the greatest terms when he went and signed with the Twins. It'll be interesting to see how easily he eases back in.
Well, it seems like it's going to be okay. Said he's happy to go to third base. He and Pena have always had a pretty good relationship with each other. So I think the Astros did well yesterday. They also added outfielder Jesus Sanchez, pretty good player. Tigers add to their bullpen. They get Kyle Finnegan. The Yankees get all the other relievers that were out there. Other than Griffin Jacks, he ends up going to Tampa. So a guy that I know the Mariners coveted, not able to pull it off. Willie Castro, another name we talked about. He goes to the Cubs. But overall, again, just a really excellent week for the Mariners, who make themselves significantly better. George Kirby felt it last night.
I'll tell you, everyone's super excited to have Gino back. He's just one of those guys that makes the clubhouse just so much lighter and just more fun. And now we got two guys that are almost 42 and 38 home runs or whatever. It's pretty cool to have that kind of production coming this way. But yeah. Everyone was excited for today. Gino there and Caleb too, joining the team too. Yeah,
Vibes are good.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Vibes are good. No problem. I'll just go out there and throw 6 innings, not give up a run. Everything's just fine.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Yeah, Seahawks as well yesterday. Bummer on Charles Cross. He's going to have surgery or had it already to fix a busted finger. Let's see. I've got some Mike Macdonald talking through that.
Charles had like a dislocated finger, long and short of it, but we felt like it was a good opportunity to just fix it so we didn't have to worry about it once it heals. So we're looking at a couple few weeks here, expecting to be back before the San Francisco game, sometime between the Green Bay game and the first week. So we felt like this is a good opportunity to get him right.
Well, good. So hopefully that's the case, and he's able to go have a tremendous season. Nick Eamon-Worry was definitely the star of practice yesterday. He was awesome. The quarterbacks, probably not their greatest day, but Mike Macdonald likes what he's seen in general.
I think they've taken a significant jump from the spring. Starting with Sam, I mean, he's playing really decisive, confident, accurate. I think the command of what we're trying to achieve is on its way. I think Sam would probably echo that sentiment. Drew had a great spring, and I think he's having a really good camp so far. And, we've talked about Jalen, at length, but really, really happy with his progress. He's right where he needs to be right now. Just keep on plugging away, keep competing, keep finding those incremental gains that you can see from day to day. And eventually we'll look back and we'll say, man, look how much you've grown,
Pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's everything you need to know. Quarter past every hour. By the way, we'll see. Sounds like Micah Parsons is requesting a trade. I don't see that happening here in Seattle. And so is Terry McLaurin. I don't see that happening either. And I don't know. We'll see where all those things end up going in the next couple of days and weeks. All right, we're going to open up the phones. By the way, somebody did the work for us, Lyle. 425 texted this in. So we were looking earlier at this OPS year by year, right, for the Mariners, and that the OPS of last night's lineup, if it were over a whole season, would have been, what did we say, 10th all time, but best since 2001. It was an 797 OPS. When you do OPS plus, when it's weighted by each player's plate appearances, and everything else for that takes into account park factor and the rest of the league. So you're looking at an average.
Yeah.
According to the 425, the OPS plus for last night was approximately 130. Highest in franchise history if extrapolated. 1997 was 119. 2001 was 117. The lineup that you watched last night for the Mariners might have been the best lineup that this team has ever fielded.
And you've got it for a real run here.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I can't believe that I'm saying those are real words coming out of our mouth with stats to back it up. If they field that lineup over a full season, and they won't, it's only going to be for 2 months, but as they field that lineup, it will be the best lineup they've ever had in the history of the team, including all the wins in 2001, including 1995, 97, 98, 2003, all these other teams that scored a lot of runs. This could be the best lineup they've ever had. That's not me talking. That's OPS plus talking. And that's just looking at who you are, like how you're hitting compared to the rest of the league in the ballparks that you play in. Wow. Say that out loud. It's hard to say. Say that out loud. Test it out. See how it feels.
Remind me one more time.
The OPS plus was 130. It was the best lineup in franchise history.
The lineup you saw last night was the best Mariners lineup in franchise history.
Does that sound okay coming off you? Does that feel all right?
I mean, I'll tell you what. It was awesome last night.
Really
that was such a fun night. And
Yeah.
but let me say this. They have to get through today, and you have to take each game one day at a time. But Rocker and Leiter are young arms that are pretty exciting, but obviously they've had their hiccups. If they go out and light up Jacob deGrom on Saturday, this thing really
It feels good, right?
off.
Then you start having some of that confidence level and everything else. I'm not saying they're going to be the best offense the Mariners have ever had. But when you look at the numbers, they certainly are capable of doing that. That's just a numbers thing. That's not an opinion. All right, let's open up these phones. Open them up right now. 866-979-3776. How you feeling today, Mariner fans? How you feeling today, Seahawks fans? What do you guys want to talk about? I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about these Mariners and what the next 2 months look like, what the last week looked like. You want to talk about the deals they made, the deals they didn't make. What was your favorite? What do you wish they'd done? Like, let's go. Whatever you guys have on your mind. Every Mariner fan. Is this the best lineup in the history of the organization? 866-979-3776. Your call's next.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2.
I'll start with the biggest storyline. I mean, it's Sam Darnold, right?
Yeah, it's got to be Sam. When you get into training camp, this is when you really make this thing yours. And I compared it to like religion. Like, you just got to have faith, dog. Like, that's the only way. You can feel it sometimes, depending on what you believe in. You can see it sometimes, but you don't really know. You got to have faith.
Bump and Stacy, weekdays 10 to 2 on Seattle Sports, the app, YouTube, and your smart speaker.
Top Fitness Stores, the Puget Sound's premier fitness equipment store, is having a summer sale. Right now, they're offering the Inspire FT2 functional trainer at $2,000 off. Check out Precore's new 500 series treadmills and ellipticals. They're also offering the Inspire T5 fold-up treadmill at $500 off. Do you have an empty room in your house? Give Top Fitness your room dimensions and they'll do a complete fitness room design. Top Fitness also has the flooring to complete the fitness space you dream of. As always, get the best advice and service from the team of experts at Top Fitness with professional delivery and assembly. It's no secret that everyone from personal trainers to professional athletes loves Top Fitness. From simple items like weights and accessories to complete home gym packages. Check out the summer event now. Top Fitness has locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or visit topfitness.com for more info. That's Top Fitness, your best place for home fitness equipment.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Lowe's knows hot deals help you get the most out of summer. Get up to 30% off select major appliances and get it delivered as soon as next day. Plus, get up to 30% off select patio furniture, grills, outdoor power equipment, and more. These end-of-season savings won't last long. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Valid on eligible in-stock orders in select locations. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five.
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked.
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Thank you! Thank you! High five, everybody! High five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Overburdened with a bunch of stuff you don't want anymore, but feel bad throwing it away? John here with Happy Hauler, Seattle's eco-friendly junk removal. We prioritize donating and recycling. We'll help get your items to those in need instead of going to the landfill. At Happy Hauler, we pride ourselves on responsibility, community, and sustainability. We're a family-run small business that provides junk removal, donations, and recycling. Make yourself, your community, and the planet happy. It's time to reclaim your space. HappyHauler.com, hauling with a heart.
Heading outdoors or on the water this weekend? Check in with Joey and Nelly on the Outdoor Line from 6 to 8 a.m. every Saturday on Seattle Sports and the Seattle Sports app.
Got neighbors? Big Trees can help. This is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. If you've been considering planting trees to add privacy, look no further than Big Trees. Privacy trees fill in empty spaces, help to define property lines, and add curb appeal. Learn more about Big Trees' big supply of privacy trees at bigtreesupply.com.
Beauty, privacy, instantly. Big Trees.
Ken's Pool and Patio reminds parents swimming is a healthy outlet for kids if we remember to put safety first. Make sure your children are visible at all times by a lifeguard or responsible adult. Sign them up for swimming lessons and provide a flotation device for added safety. Always check swimming conditions in advance and remind your kids to never swim alone. Best wishes to all our kids from the entire team at Ken's Pool and Patio, your family-owned full-service pool company, proudly serving you for over 50 years. Online at kenspool.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Oh, man. I'm excited for this weekend. Not even playing golf. Just excited to watch some baseball. This lineup, the more we talk about it, Lyle, the more I'm like talking myself into being more and more excited. That OPS Plus thing really got me. That really got me when I read that. 130 OPS Plus would be the highest in franchise history if extrapolated. Thank you, 425. I'm going to try to see if we can run through some of those numbers later next week just to truly understand it. And it doesn't mean that they're going to be the best offense. It doesn't mean they're going to score the most runs. But like in terms of talent level and balanced for where they play, and we do know that there's a park factor. We do know that it matters. And by the way, also 1995 versus 2025 is a very different climate in baseball. So just looking at the raw numbers doesn't tell you the whole story. But relative to the league that they play in and the building that they play in, best Mariner lineup in history is crazy. Crazy, considering where we were not that long ago. 866-979-3776. Can open up the phones here for the rest of the show. I would imagine it's going to be just nonstop Mariner calls, but we'll see. Might be a Seahawks call or two in there. Let's get it going. We'll start with Carrie in the 509. Good morning, Carrie.
Hey, Mike. I'm super excited, too, about this lineup, but I will actually be extra excited when I see them give run support to Logan Gilbert. Come on, man. I think the bats just go silent when he's pitching, and he has given us great innings. He's kind of been a little down after he came back. But let's face it, he is the one pitcher that the bats just don't come out for. So I'm excited to see if this lineup is going to support him.
Yeah, I appreciate the call, Carrie. Thank you. And that's a great point. Logan has kind of been the hard luck loser at times where he just doesn't end up getting the run support. But let's also say this. Logan hasn't really been Logan this year either. So, yeah, I think it's a big start for him, right? This is a 2-month stretch where they've committed so much now to this roster and to this season. He's your opening day starter. He's your ace. He's your horse. And he got hurt, so this isn't a blame thing. Nobody works harder than Logan, and God, I love that guy, and I love his stuff. But he is such a key player for them now down the stretch because he's the dude you count on every 5 days. Yeah, I'm glad you brought him up. It's a great point. 866-979-3776. Rich is in Auburn. Good morning, Rich.
Good morning, Mike. I just wanted to call and also just rave about this lineup. I'm going to the game tonight, and it's probably the most excited I've been to go to a game in a while. I salivated when I saw Randy in the leadoff hole, in the leadoff spot. Beautiful lineup. The top 6 are amazing. Even the bottom 3, Canzone's becoming a guy this year. JP's a guy when he's going, and Cole Young has me about as excited as ever. I don't care if they change it to 456. I heard they changed it. 470 is what I saw. So No, I mean, just like comparing it to what we had to deal with growing up, like I'm looking at a lineup right now from 2010. You got Adam Moore, Casey Kochman, Sean Figgins, Josh the Paperboy Wilson, Jose Lopez, Michael Saunders.
Some really nice guys on that team, by the way. Josh Wilson, Josh Wilson is one of the he and Michael Saunders truly might be the two nicest players I've ever covered in my life. Josh Wilson and Michael, I think I could say that almost definitively, that Josh Wilson and Michael Saunders, two nicest players I've ever been around. But they don't work out in this lineup. They don't fit in this lineup today. It is a very, very different thing. Rich, I'm glad to hear the excitement. Have fun at the game tonight. That's cool. And I don't think you're alone. I mean, it's all anecdotal, but the evidence that I have on my phone and through this text message machine and everything else sure feels like there's a lot of people fired up in a way that they haven't been all year.
It's crazy. Also, where does Brad Miller rank on that list for you? Nicest guys. He was always
Brad
like the
Miller.
Really nice
the shortstop?
Yeah.
Didn't know him very well.
Okay.
Not a guy I got to know. He seemed fine. I didn't get to know him very well.
So obviously I never covered him. He was here when I was in high school.
Yeah.
But every time I'd meet him at one of those Fan Fest events or whatever it was, he was like one of the nicest dudes ever.
I don't really have a reaction one way or another. In my days with the Mariners, Saunders and Josh Wilson are probably the two nicest. Other guys who I really like talking to, but they were like, I love David Artsma. He's one of my favorite. David Pauly was a favorite. Rob Johnson, like a lot of guys I've enjoyed over the years, going back to Boston, Javier Lopez, the lefty who ended up winning a couple World Series in the San Francisco, like a bunch of guys I loved. But yeah, those two guys would probably be at the top of just like the nicest guys list. But man, who cares? Just hit the darn baseball. That's what you get paid to do, and these guys are doing it. Let me go to Wydell, who's been calling a few times here in Spokane. What's up, Wydell? Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, you and Brock need to share that magic genie lamp with the rest of us. You guys been wishing for Naylor and Flores for the last couple of months now, and we got them both.
Yeah, you know what it felt like? I said this a little bit yesterday, Wydell, and I'll say it again. Thanks for the phone call. Yes, let's all have a magic genie lamp for all of us. That would be great. It felt a little bit like the last couple Seahawks drafts. Just doing the obvious thing. Don't go off the board. Don't do anything crazy. You don't need to outthink the room. Just do the obvious thing. You know what the obvious thing was for the Mariners this year? Get Josh Naylor and Geno Suarez, and that's what they did. It's the obvious thing. Get two rental bats who play the two positions you most need and who fit perfectly. One brings you edge, and the other brings you good vibes and love. One brings you boomer bust home run and walk and strikeout potential, and the other is a solid contact hitter who's still got some pop in there as well. The complementary nature of the two of them and the fact that they played the two positions you needed most, God, this was a home run. Sorry for the sports analogy, but it is. It's a home run. It's exactly what they needed to do, and in many ways, yeah, the obvious thing. And I don't say that as an insult. Kind of like the say, hey, you know what you need to do? Draft a guard. We talked to him today, Gray Zabel. Just do the obvious thing. Draft a tackle. That's what they did with Charles Cross. Just do the obvious thing. Just don't go crazy. Don't outthink the room. Just do the thing you're supposed to do. Draft Byron Murphy if he's the best defensive tackle available. Yeah, trade for Geno. Everybody loves him. Trade for Josh Naylor. It's exactly what your lineup needs. I love it. 866-979-3776. Let me try Lucas, who's calling from Moore's Vacation Land in Iowa. Good morning, Lucas.
Oh, definitely Vacation Land.
What's up?
How we doing, guys?
We're awesome, man. I hope you can hear it in the voice. Everyone's pumped today.
Hey, you know what? And we're pumped here in Iowa, 2,000 some miles away. I had my Mariners hoodie on this morning, going out to my mailbox, getting some coffee. Neighbor down the way, he's a fellow Mariner fan, and we talked for about 10, 15 minutes before I headed to work. We're just super pumped up. I think everybody is around town. I was at a bar last night downtown Des Moines, and everybody's watching the game. Everybody's pumped up, about 20, 30 of us Mariner fans in there. So we're cheering along 2,000 miles away. Can't wait for this last 50 or so games. And just what a heck of a time, man. This new lineup looks great. Just hoping we can get the production from the bottom. But that first six, unbelievably scary. And can't wait. Rest of the way, it should be good.
Do you think that this I pulled out these numbers earlier for the OPS plus numbers, best lineup in Mariner history?
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
The numbers we were saying earlier show that this is the best lineup in Mariner history.
I mean, it's hard to look at this lineup on paper and say that it's not the best. I mean, obviously the 01 lineup was ridiculous. The 98 lineup was ridiculous. I just, on paper, I mean, we're talking about guys that have been sought out after this league and, for the last probably, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So, I mean, when you've got Jorge Polanco hitting in the sixth hole, that pretty much tells you all you need to know.
Well, especially the way he's hitting this year, too. I mean, like,
my God.
You're absolutely right. And thanks for the phone call there, Lucas. Yes, those things do stand out. Like, when you continue to add, you get to drop guys down. By the way, if JP was still hot, you'd have Polanco hitting seventh. If JP was as hot as he was a couple of months ago, your 7, 8, 9 right now would be Polanco, Canzone, and Cole Young. Kidding me? Are you kidding me? Man, 866-979-3776. Kind of curious where this goes because I know there's a lot of people out there who kind of share some of this. Brandon is in Wenatchee. Beautiful Wenatchee. What's up, Brandon? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Salk. So basically that's exactly what I'm wondering is what do we do about Williamson because he played so well and he's really good at third base. I feel like Gino should be more of a DH. And then the days that Cal's going to be DH and Garver's catching, that's the day that Gino can play third base because we brought him in to be a bat, not a fielder.
So where's Polanco playing?
Polanco, I think, could be second base at times. I mean,
where's Cole Young playing?
Cole Young, to me, is the one that is kind of on the fence.
Yeah. Look, I got to cut you off. I like Ben Williamson, too. He seems like a great dude. Love the defense he played. The offense between Cole Young and Gino Suarez is not close. Quite frankly, right now, the offense between Ben Williamson and Cole Young is not that close. Cole Young, over the last 2 weeks, has been one of the best hitters in baseball. Ben Williamson has a 77 OPS plus. I love the guy. He plays great defense, and I think he could still be a part of this thing long term, and I think he'll be back on the roster at some point. I was a little bummed to see him sent down yesterday. I get that they want him to play, but I think his defense it'll come in handy again, even this year. But in terms of where he's at right now for a team in the hunt for the playoffs, come on. It's not close, and making sure that you don't have Polanco on the field too often because you want to get what you can from his bat, and we know that the more he plays, the more likely he is to wear down, and then you don't get that offense. I love Ben Williamson. It's not a shot at him to say he's not ready or not the best option for them right now down the stretch. That's not a shot at him. He's awesome. No one's. We got some texts earlier saying that they're thumbing their nose at Ben Williamson. This is a disgrace. No, it's not. He's a young kid who came up and had a really nice start to his career, and he did the things he was supposed to do, and he helped them get here. That's what he's supposed to do. But a 77 OPS plus is not the same as Gino being at 130.
I mean, we've been hearing from fans for forever how mad they are that this team won't go all in and won't act like the ultimate goal is a World Series. You can't have both. Like the people that are mad about Ben Williamson, I don't get it. They're looking at this as a World Series run.
Yeah,
Ben Williamson can have his time.
Yeah,
but it's not right this second.
Really well said.
Can I throw this out there? Same thing. Josh Rojas had a 91 OPS plus last year and played great defense. Williamson's at 77, playing great defense. If you're mad about Ben Williamson being sent down, like why weren't you furious that Rojas was taken off the roster?
That's well said. Look. Because people like Ben Williamson, and I understand why. I do too. Everyone loves the hustling defensive third baseman.
This isn't the end of his career. People are acting like
I know.
He's 24 years old.
Right. He did exactly what a guy like that is supposed to do: come in and fill a spot, capably, for like 3 months. He's part of the reason the Mariners were able to buy at the deadline. Credit to him, but also credit to them. Because this was the right way to move your team forward to try to pass the Astros, try to get into the playoffs, and try to get to the World Series for the first time in history. All right, 866-979-3776. Let me try Mark and Brennan. What's up, Mark? Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Mike, and morning, Lyle. So a little mea culpa about
me calling in a couple of weeks ago and saying I didn't want Gino. I had nothing against him personally. I just didn't like his strikeouts in our lineup. But, it's great to see him come back and get a double last night. And his reaction to getting the double when he was on second base was perfect. It was heartfelt. You can tell that it means a lot to him and his family, and I think that's great. Naylor, I think, is a big key for them. Chemistry has kind of been an issue for this team for a long time, I'm really liking Naylor's. I'm liking Naylor's attitude.
Just real quick, why do you think chemistry has been an issue for the team?
I just think they've lacked chemistry. I just don't think, the great teams have chemistry. The Mariners have not been a great team, so therefore, in my mind, they kind of lack chemistry. And I
well, then what you should like about Josh Naylor is that he's a really good player, because by your logic,
he is a good.
But by your logic, having good chemistry is you only get good chemistry when you're a good team.
Yeah, right. No, I agree with that, Mike. And I think Naylor's going to add a component to this team that's going to be very positive, just like Gino. But Naylor's kind of like one of those guys. I don't know if he's chewing a toothpick out there, but to me, he's like chewing on a 16-penny nail. He's got that kind of attitude that I think the Mariners need.
Well, that I would agree with. And I'm going to disagree with you on their chemistry the last few years. I think the chemistry has been pretty darn good, to be honest with you.
I wonder if what Mark is talking about is that
edge?
The last couple of years they've admitted that they needed to go out and find that veteran that they needed, and they haven't quite had that part right at the beginning of the season.
Just a little edge, man. He brings some edge. I said it earlier. These two guys have a bit of yin and yang to them. One's at first, one's at third. One guy's the happy-go-lucky, everybody loves him. The other guy's got a whole bunch of grump to him. Super intense, super edgy. I love it. I mean, like, who do I want to play with? I want to play with Josh Naylor. I want to play with a guy who's super edgy. Like, that's awesome to me.
And I think Gino's important because you were talking yesterday about the ups and downs, the inconsistency of this team. And you see that when they get in those when they do lose a couple, it seems really dead. And I feel like when Gino was there, even if they lost a couple, the good vibes only, man.
Good vibes only, man. Just keep it going. All right, let's grab some more good vibes calls. Let's see. How about, what does that say? Craig in Steilacoom. What's up, Craig?
Hey. Yeah, I mean, I love the trade deadline. I love bringing back Suarez. It's a big move for us, man. I think Julio really actually missed Suarez. You can tell he like something was missing the last couple of years, and maybe had something to do with Suarez leaving. Who knows?
I think everybody missed him personally. I mean, he's just one of those guys that I mean, look, I've been around this game for a while. I've spent around 20 years kind of in and around the game of baseball, and I don't know that I've heard many players talked about the way Eugenio Suarez is. It's just, and not just he's a good player. Obviously, he's a great player, and what he's done this year, tremendous. But I have not heard many players spoken of with the amount of respect and love that Gino gets. Players, managers, coaches, everybody. They just love him. They just love this guy. He's funny. I've heard some behind-the-scenes really funny stories about Gino that I can't repeat, but they're like laugh-out-loud hilarious. Some pranks and things like that he's pulled over the years and ways he keeps it loose. Yeah, he's a pretty beloved dude. And putting him back into that clubhouse, plus adding the fact that he is, what would we say, 13th in the league in WRC plus, 5th in home runs, and first in RBI. Oh yeah, first in RBI. I was trying to remember the number. It's number one in the league in RBI. My bad. All right, who should we go to next? How about Bill in North Carolina? What's up? Is this Bill Belichick in North Carolina?
Yeah, I'm a new coach up in Raleigh.
How's that working out for you? Yeah.
Not good. It's a lot of pressure up here.
I bet there is.
Yeah. Hey, first off, I love your show. I just want to make a comment. Naylor, I think, brings the heat with this team. Underrated defense. He's making plays out there. The play last night that he made almost in front of second base, the second baseman, was amazing. When the pitcher hurt himself. But anyway, I want to go back to Cole Young's home run. If you had an opportunity, I'm sure you did, to see Josh Naylor's reaction was classic.
Yeah, wow.
Everybody else was screaming, and his reaction with his eyeballs were just like told the type of player he is.
Pretty funny. Thanks for the phone call, man. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, that was a cannon shot last night. Let me try Mike in Seattle. What's up, Mike?
Yeah, hey, first-time caller, and I was listening to the Ben Williamson discussion, and I wanted to share one thing I noticed is I didn't believe that Ben Williamson had a major league arm at third base. A few games back, I remember that he was deep in the hole, and he had to bounce it twice to get it to first.
They want him to bounce it. Mike, I'm going to cut you off. First of all, this is a totally irrelevant conversation today. Second of all, they want him to bounce that. Third of all, his arm's just fine. I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to move on. Let me try. I shouldn't have taken the call. That's on me. I'm going to own that one. I shouldn't have done that today. That's the wrong kind of call to take right now. We got like 3 minutes left in the show. Good vibes only. Not does Ben Williamson have a good enough arm. My God. Sammy's in Monroe. What's up, Sammy?
What's up, Mike? Hey, so I called a couple of years ago do you remember when the Mariners were kind of throwing fits about, we didn't make enough trades at the deadline?
The Mariners were, I don't know, maybe, sure. Anyway.
Okay, so it was like J.P. Crawford. Anyway, I came on and I said, hey, if you guys would have won more games, well, guess what? They went and got you your stuff. Time to go win. You have no excuses. Time to go win. If you don't, you got to win the West. You got to make the championship round. You may not get to the World Series, but at least championship series, I think, is a good goal for them.
Well, I think, yeah, and there's no reason that World Series shouldn't be a goal for this team. I mean, like, the American League is not great, and you just made your lineup one of the best in the league, along with your pitching staff. You can get that thing back in order. God, Logan Gilbert now becomes such a huge key for the rest of this year, does he not? And as Lyle and I kind of dug through it earlier, like, there is that. Oh, you know what? Sam in Idaho is actually calling about exactly what you and I were talking about earlier. He'll get the last word today. Sam, real quick. Go ahead.
Just wanted to say that you need to have some relief pitching. I was disappointed that they didn't get a reliever. It's great that they got bats, but I was really hoping for a reliever or even a starting pitcher, especially after getting Eugenio. If I really like the idea of Emerson or Bryce Miller, or even someone from the minor leagues, but you need to have relief pitching, especially if you want to make a playoff.
It's really a good point. And again, at the end of it, it doesn't have to be today, but like by September 1st, I think at that point you just got to get your best pitchers on your roster, however you can fit them. And if that means Bryce Miller or Emerson Hancock's in the pen, so be it.
Let me just say this one thing about the bullpen for any concerns, which is, is it fair to have some concerns? Sure, but let me remind people, the Nationals in 2019 had the second worst bullpen in all of baseball, won the World Series. The Rangers in 23 had a bottom 6 bullpen, won it all. And the Mariners have a much better bullpen this year than either of those teams did.
Hey, Salk, love your commentary. Love how much you know about baseball. Could you just be a little bit less of a jerk about guys like... No, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to talk about Ben Williamson's lack of arm strength, especially when you're wrong. God, I'm psyched. I'm pumped up. Let's go. Have a good weekend, everybody. Enjoy this. This is why you watch baseball. For a 2-month stretch run with a real lineup that can go out and do some damage and a pitching staff that is going to have a little of the pressure taken off them down the stretch. Let's go. Let's go. Brock will be back Monday. I'll see you guys Wednesday. God, I hate to be off for a couple days. It's just the way it worked out. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Hopefully the Mariners will run off 5 straight between now and then. Until then, the hay is in the barn. See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper! Seahawks training camp is underway. That is music to the ears. And nobody gives you more insider access than the home of the Seahawks, Seattle Sports.
Coach Macdonald sitting down with us right now. This thing on and ready for you.
Watch how the Seahawks roster comes together.
Seattle Sports training camp coverage is presented by the Landing in Renton.
Seahawks training camp on Seattle Sports on 710, the Seattle Sports app, and the Seattle Sports YouTube page.
Michael is in his 70s, and he was dealing with an injury.
I had tears in my rotator cuff. Just the discomfort of going about everyday life. Day-to-day things were not comfortable or almost impossible, but just being inactive was troubling.
He was in a great deal of pain.
I started trying to learn how to brush my teeth with my left hand, and you can't do it. It was ridiculous.
Searching for answers, Michael found Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine, where he underwent stem cell therapy.
You know, I play basketball Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and so I'm getting my shot back. It's not back to where it was, but hey, before I couldn't even do anything. So 100% improvement of what it was.
Wow, that's great to hear. Would you recommend stem cell therapy to others?
I can share without a doubt that it helped me, and I'm grateful for that.
Whether it's a shoulder, hip, or knee, before you choose surgery, consider stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. Schedule your consultation at drmarkwagnermd.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm Matt Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Your car steering wheel could be a ticking time bomb. At least 24 people have died and many more injured because their airbags fired shrapnel at them upon inflating. Tens of millions of cars have been recalled. If you suffered cuts that required stitches, hearing or vision loss, or broken bones, please contact us today. You could be owed money for medical bills and other damages.
Morgan & Morgan. Visit us at badairbags.com for an office near you. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. John, what are you doing? Get in my car. Why are you walking to work?
Thanks, man. It's these insanely high gas prices. They are draining my bank account. I can't afford to drive anymore.
Dude, don't walk. Just do what I do, because I never pay full price for gas anymore. I use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, you're telling me you get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code $1 for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code $1. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code $1 for 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code $1.
Want to get 30% stronger in just 8 weeks? Then GNC Ant Whey Bolic is your protein. From America's #1 protein powder brand for building strength, Ant Whey Bolic delivers ultra-pure, fast-digesting whey protein packed with 6.2 grams of leucine for faster gains in muscle growth and recovery. If you want more out of every workout, then settle for nothing less than a premium formula that's third-party tested for over 285 banned substances and proven to get you stronger, faster. Go to your local GNC for Whey Bolic and get ready for gains.
Here's Comedians and Sketchers Getting Comfortable, presented by Hands-Free Skechers Slip-Ins.
Hey, I'm Bobby Slayton, and I'm here with my pal, comedian, and Skechers ambassador, Mr. Howie Mandel.
Why did it take so long to invent something as amazing as slip-ins? I know it seems simple, but it took Skechers to invent a better pair of shoes.
Yep, with Skechers Slip-Ins, you just step it and go. You don't have to touch your shoes. And by the way, Slip-Ins are for the whole family, men, women, and kids. In all your favorite Skechers styles, find Skechers Slip-Ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com.